Welcome to the Holding Priority Podcast, the Magic the Gathering CDH podcast. I'm Cardboard Cryptid.
I'm the Game of Ghost.
On today's episode, we'll discuss Avatar: The Last Airbender main set.
A lot of good stuff in this one. I'm a big fan of Avatar.
It's a really good anime-like cartoon show that basically like Western anime, let alone like the cards.
I found that it was really easy to watch with the kids.
Yeah.
Like, you like it, kids like it. It's good.
Until recently, whenever we're looking at the cards, I forgot that they had a volleyball game episode and a hot springs episode, which like most animes like back then, they would have those like vacation episodes like once a season where everybody got to have fun. And I was like, oh wait, I forgot like Azula was in the volleyball tournament, which there's a card. I don't think we're going over it, but like
No, but I thought it was really funny because like, we're gonna destroy these guys. Like,
yeah,
put a crater in the middle. It's pretty funny.
Before we get into the cards, let's go into the shuffle up. Oh, it's not gonna work again. Cool.
I was gonna try to make a noise of the.
There we go. There, it worked. It worked before. So on our October tournament recap, we had a very spooky cover for that on YouTube. If you listened on the podcast and you just want to see some good spooky stuff, check it out on YouTube. We had a couple comments. Alaskan Bullworm 907 says another great episode. Thank you so much. Cully Cuniff 1776 is back. He said, I'm glad y'all addressed this. Going to time every round is extremely mentally taxing, especially if you have to drive home after. When I was on Kenrith, I had to go to time quite regularly. I remember kind of dreading round 5 in Houston one tournament, and I could have won and made top 16, but I gave the game away because I needed to drive home. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're a tournament organizer and you're trying to get people to come to your tournament, just please make sure that you understand it's a full day, like a lot of stuff. It's very mentally taxing, and moving the rounds through as fast as possible is really important. Like, you know, if you have an 80-minute round and everybody completes it in 60 minutes, like, move it through. Worst case, somebody went to the bathroom and that one round gets an extension for 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
it's a little clunky, but it's better to push everything through as fast as possible.
I think my go-to phrase whenever I'm kind of mentally fatigued is I'm like, my brain is mashed potatoes right now.
Yeah. And then OP Godman Gaming 2049 said the link tree was down, but then it worked and they joined the Discord. So welcome to the Discord.
Yep.
Just to kind of segue from that, we do have a link tree. If you enjoy playing Spell Table with CDH people, we usually throw in a game every once in a while. We've been doing regularly on Tuesday after release. We might have to revisit that. I think we're going to do once a month with the holiday season, just because it's kind of been crazy. But we talk in there almost every day. Definitely thrown in silly combos that we see when we see a new card that's like, oh, this is busted. Like, I usually throw it in with my like first look reactions. When we do the podcast, of course, we actually like take some time to like kind of look everything and think about combos and like research it a little bit. But if you want some real quick, like, oh, hey, maybe this is a card that I kind of want to like bookmark or dog ear, definitely join the Discord. It's the best way to interact with us outside of commenting on our videos. That helps a lot. So
Yeah, it helps the algorithm for sure.
Please do that first. And then as a reminder, this is going to be a card review. If you're listening on podcast, it will be audio friendly. But if you're the type of person that you want to see the card while we talk about it, so it says fresh in your mind, we do have a YouTube. It'll have the cards up on the screen. Best way to see the cards if you're a visual person, but if you're listening on a podcast, we definitely do make a good attempt at reading the card, talking about the card, and then at the end reminding you what the card's name was if 2 minutes in, you get a little lost and you're like, what was that card again? Like, we'll usually try to say at the end. We're not perfect, but been doing pretty good lately.
Yeah.
But if you see any card that we review and you're like, oh, hey, I need to get that, please use the TCG link in our link tree. It helps us out a lot. It's no cost to you. Just click the link tree, click our TCG link. Even if you don't buy anything, it'll let TCG player know that we sent you there. So we can usually try to use that to like work with other brands and stuff like that. It helps out a lot if you're just looking at cards. And then if you get something, clearly it helps out more, but no cost to you. Just 2 clicks away if you see a card and you're like, oh, okay, like they've made a good point. This is good. I want to pick it up. Or if you're just like, hey, I'm pretty excited about the card set. Like now that I saw the review, I do want to pick it up. Obviously, please try to pick it up from your local game store first. But if you end up picking it up online, please consider TCG Player and using our link. It helps a bunch. Thank you. The only other thing that we have is we do have a Ko-Fi up. If you look at this review and you're just like, man, these guys helped me out a lot, I'd like to thank them with like a pack. You can go to Ko-Fi and just do a one-time donation. If you just really, really love us, you can do monthly subscriptions. You can do tiny amount, a bunch, whatever you want to do. But anything helps. It definitely helps us kind of upgrade the podcast a little bit. We're working on a musical entry to the podcast, just so that when you boot us up, it's just not immediately my voice screaming.
It's kind of funny. You said musical, and I was like, I don't remember doing a music. Is there a dance routine? Yeah. Like,
there will be. We'll put up on, I mean, with enough money through Ko-Fi, I will upload a full musical about CDH. Now, what that amount is, I don't know, but that's up to you.
It's $10. $10 full dance. No.
And then if you're listening on podcast platforms, please rate us 5 stars. It helps push the podcast out to more people. If you're able to comment on the podcast platform, which Spotify does kind of allow, it's a little bit weird, but it does allow it. Please do that. If you are listening to us on podcast, please set us to auto download. That helps a lot. It shows the podcast platforms that the moment we upload an episode, people are excited to get it. So it pushes it out to a lot more people. And then if you're on YouTube, please comment, like, and subscribe. If you think you're subscribed, please double check, because Gaming Ghost was not up until a month ago. So
yeah, actually, kind of funny. I didn't notice we weren't friends on Discord either.
Oh yeah. I had to make a group chat, and I was like, why can't I pull Gaming Ghost into this group chat? And I was like, oh, we're not friends on Discord. It was you. So it was a group of 4 people, and I was only friends with one of them, and the other ones I had to request. And I was like, I message these guys all the time.
That's so funny. Just in general, just double check it, because it happens.
It's technology is weird. Sometimes like people will get subscribed, and then YouTube will be like, they haven't looked at the channel in a while. We're just gonna unsubscribe them for no reason. It's
really,
like,
that's crazy.
Okay, thanks. I appreciate that.
Appreciate your tenacity there. Go ahead.
We're going to get into the card reviews, but there are kind of not crazy, different mechanics in this set. Rather than reading what airbending, firebending, and all of those do, I'm going to just kind of put it up on screen and go over it. That way, whenever we come up to the keyword, I can just say firebending, and hopefully you will understand what that means. So here we go. Firebending is a keyword that always includes a number. Whenever a creature you control with firebending attacks, you add that much red mana. You don't lose this mana during combat. Any of this mana you still have as combat ends will be lost unless there's something else on the field that keeps it. You will not have the firebending mana during your second main phase by default. And firebending is mostly a red card thing. At the end, we'll kind of go over the exceptions. Airbend is a keyword action. To airbend a permanent or a spell, you exile it. As long as that card remains exiled, its owner may cast it by paying 2 rather than paying its mana cost. This doesn't change when the card can be cast. If you airbend a creature that an opponent controls during your turn, they'll usually have to wait until their next turn to cast again by default rules. Airbending is more of a white action. Waterbend is a cost and always includes an amount of mana that must be paid somehow. Waterbend costs can appear as an additional cast to cost a spell, as part of an ability's activation cost, or anywhere else you may be asked to pay mana. To pay a waterbend cost, you can always just pay the requested mana. I believe all of them are generic. However, for each in that cost, you can tap an untapped artifact or creature you control rather than pay the mana. If you choose to tap a creature to help pay a waterbend cost, it can be one that just came under your control that turn, since it's an external tap. And that's usually a blue action. Earthbend is another keyword action that includes a number. When you Earthbend, choose target land you control. As the Earthbend ability resolves, that land becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still a land. Then you put a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the Earthbending number, so it won't die to state-based actions because it has the 1/1 counters. Because the new creature land will have haste, you can feel free to Earthbend lands you just played. There is no summoning sickness in Ba Sing Se. This is from the article that kind of goes over the mechanics in Avatar: The Last Airbending. There's a lot more. I think you'll notice that none of these keywords are associated with the black cards. The black cards kind of borrow from all of these. And we'll talk about this later, but if a black card has firebending, that doesn't make it a black-red card, because firebending is reminder text. So you can have a black card with firebending and put it in a mono black commander.
Is that kind of like Extort?
Yeah.
Extort is similar.
Yeah, so Extort is a white or black hybrid mana, but you can put Extort cards in mono white and mono black. Yeah. Or like red, green, white. You can have Extort even though that color combination doesn't have black in it.
I guess for the fans of Avatar too, the black cards that have one of the other bendings kind of like go with what the creature is, or what,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
So like the Fire Lord is a black card with firebending.
Yeah.
The Swamp People are black cards with waterbending, etc.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool.
Know if any of black cards have airbending? I don't think I saw any.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. I'm not sure, but
I don't want to say it and say yes.
Yeah. As just call out. So yeah, if any of these come up, I probably won't read the reminder text. We'll of course talk about it, but firebending, airbending, waterbending, earthbending, they're a big part of this set.
If you're going to pre-release, this is a lot to know. And
oh yeah. Yeah, I would question if people could just show up. I mean, for the most part, it's on the card itself, but like, there's a lot of mechanics to keep up with. Like,
I know personally, not to go off into a tangent, but our local game store will be like, "All right, guys, just so y'all know, this is the new mechanics in this set. This is what it is. This is what it is." I think it's going to be really funny this go around.
Oh, I would 100% mess up firebending. Like, I would just assume that I get the red on main 2, and then people be like, "No, it went out." I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's funny in this set. There's brand new mechanics, and it's pretty detailed with 4 of them.
Yeah,
like it's all together.
Yeah.
Anyway,
all right, let's jump into the cards. We're going to start out with white, just because that is how Magic numbered them. So white is their favorite color. Appa, Steadfast Guardian, 2 generic, white, legendary creature, Bison ally. He has Flash and Flying. When Appa enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Appa is a 3/4. And he's a mythic pull from the set. So he's a good way to just be like, hey, you're going to wipe the board. You did a culling ritual, I guess, whenever I just want to protect my entire board. So I'll flash in Appa, exile any number of other target non-land permanents. And then while they're exile, I can cast them at any point for 2 rather than its mana cost. So you're probably going to want to like save bigger things. Like you don't really want to pay 2 to get your Soul Ring back, but those do also they're cast from exile. So anything that interacts with that kind of mechanic will also trigger.
Draneth also.
Yeah, Draneth stops it. Yeah.
But I mean, it gives you the ETBs, which is pretty crazy. I can't think right now of an ETB in white, but I mean, if you're running more than one color, there's
Ranger Captain.
Maybe.
Not that you'd really want, 2 for a.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Feldalar Guardian to untap your Mana Vault, get 3, net 1.
Yeah.
Because it flickers.
I think there's a better. I just can't think of the combo right now. Maybe some of your Planeswalkers.
Well, you know why I have it in here.
Yeah.
Emrakul.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have Emrakul out, get the cast trigger from Emrakul, airbend Emrakul. Emrakul costs less generic per type of card that you have in your graveyard.
Oh, so he's free.
So he's free. So anytime you airbend Emrakul, you get the cast trigger again.
Do you get to use his reduction on the airbending?
Yeah. Because you cast it for 2.
Oh.
Yeah. So you if you airbend Emrakul and you have 2 types in your graveyard, you get double cast triggers on Emrakul, which if you're not aware of Emrakul, it's a very it's a crazy card. You see it in CDH sometimes where if you cast it, target opponent, you take their turn and then they get another. You control them during their turn and then they get another turn after. So you could potentially get to a point where you're like, I'm going to flicker Appa. Every time I flicker Appa, I'm going to take everybody's turns. Yes, you will get a turn after I take your turn, but I'm going to mess your board up something fierce forever.
Every time I've been Emrakul, I've lost.
Yeah. I loved Emrakul Blue Farm just because it's like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to use your win cons to win the game for me.
Just destroy my entire plan.
Or if you have a Tainted Pact or a Demonic, I'll just be like, I'll cast Demonic. I'll name You're Already Dead. Oh man, all of your cards are exiled. That's terrible. You get a turn now. Oh, you draw, you're dead. All right, next person. I'm going to sit in their chair.
Yeah. Appa's one of those things that initially you look at it and it doesn't seem too crazy. And then I think Emrakul, I didn't even think of the cost reduction. Yeah. That's insane.
So anytime you airbend it, it's pretty much free. There's another card in the Jumpstart set that it's called the Eternal set, but there's another card that kind of has a Nadu-ish trigger that probably is better, but good white cards in the main set were kind of slim pickings. So this is the one I picked for that.
I mean, also I think blinking a Planeswalker is kind of cool because for 2 you get.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You get all your loyalty counters back.
I mean, double Dahada, pretty good.
Oh yeah, and white.
Yeah,
you Dahada, exile 4, you'll net no mana really. Never mind.
Well, you do Dahada, get 4 treasures, cast Appa, pay 2, get 4 more treasures. So you net 2 in that transaction,
and you mill 4 or 8.
8, yeah.
That's probably where you want to be.
Yeah, I mean it's not a great combo, but I mean the fact that we're just looking at Appa and it's like, oh hey, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this is like pretty good.
It's cool.
All right, cool. I mean also Exile Derevi, cast Derevi again.
I think that it for me this would be a 3.
Oh yeah, we didn't go over the rate. We mess that up every time. I almost said another word that would make this not a family podcast. So our card rating scale. If you're new to it, we do 1 through 5, only whole numbers. 1 just is I think it's neat. And this is towards the rating scale is towards CDH tournament play. So 1 is just I think it's neat, like just something I wanted to kind of put on your mind. Like, what does it do? I don't know, but I just think it's neat. 2 is put it aside for later. So this is something that if you pull it, maybe it doesn't go right into a deck right away, but you should put it in your CDH staples box. 3 is might see some play. 4 is I know this will see some play in a certain deck. So if there's a card that's like, this is great in Tivit, we would rate it a 4 just because it's like, this is, you will find room in Tivit for this card now.
Yeah.
5 is this will be a strong add in any color deck the card can be run in. So like, for example, like Rhystic Study would be a 5. I think Tataru Taru we rated as a 5.
Tataru Taru was one of those cards when it came out. It was like, this is every white deck that can run it will run it.
Yeah. Like you should make room for it in any deck that the color allows it to be played in. So like Sol Ring is a 5. Like
Yeah.
We don't give too many 5s, but there's been a lot. And then if the creature is something that we're considering for CDH, the 1 through 5 scale is just how good we think it is just in general as a CDH commander.
Would it be fair at the end of the year, because we do the best cards of the year type of pod, or type of episode, would it be fair that most like the 5s kind of all go in there and it's like, okay, what 5 is the best?
Yeah, but it also gives us an opportunity to be like, we missed this one. Like, this was great.
This one is now.
And then also it's just kind of cool to like reflect over the year and be like, oh, hey, like this card didn't exist like at all until 2025. Like imagine, because last year we did Bowmasters and it's like, yeah, this was not a card in CDH before this year. So yeah, that's interesting. So, go ahead.
Kind of funny about this, about the rating system. Right before we did it, I opened up our little cheat sheet.
Oh, yeah.
And I opened it up to the ratings, and I was like, this will be good for future Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this is my way to remind.
And then we also have Force of Will. We don't really use it a whole bunch because for the most part, we enter the same tournament. So we kind of have similar value. Force of Will once per review. We can either mark the card as the best in the set or overturn someone else's rating. So if I said that Appa was definitely a 5 and Ghost says that it's a 2, I could be like, well, I'm going to put it down as a 5 because I'm going to use my Force of Will. Like that's how strongly I feel about it. Again, we pretty much agree on a lot of the stuff. But it is there. Or if I'm just like, this is the best card in the set, like you guys need to make sure that you obtain this somehow. I use a Force of Will there.
The value will go up. Yeah. Or
like go buy this card as a single as quickly as you can. Yeah.
If it's not crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them, yeah.
That being said, Appa, Steadfast Guardian, to me is a 2.
You think a 2?
Yeah. The flash is cool, but I mean, it's 4 cost spells are kind of hard to justify. And if it would blink everything, that would be great. But it puts it all in exile, and then you have to pay 2 to get each one back, which is kind of poo-poo.
You don't think a 3 would be? Because I think it might see some play.
Mm-mm.
Not enough mana.
No, it's 4 and it's 2 generic and 2 white pips.
Yeah, I mean that 6 mana total with 6 mana, you should win.
Yeah,
I get it.
If it just flickered it, yeah, I would say 3 or 4. But the fact that you have to pay 2 for everything that it airbends is not great. Like it's only good for Emrakul because Emrakul has the cost reduction.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see put it aside for later. I'm sure there's a combo somewhere. Will it be this guy? I don't know.
I mean, it's not also like terrible if you're like, I really want to save my Rhystic Study. I'm willing to invest 6 to make sure I can cast my Rhystic Study on my next turn. Like,
yeah, because airbending is at any time.
No, You have to follow restrictions.
Well, what I'm saying is like I can airbend something and then cast it 3 turns later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like it's just basically in a new zone, and it costs 2, and whenever you want to cast it, you can.
Yeah.
Unless there's a Draenather. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking I'm thinking 2 then. It's just the mana value. I think if it was 2, it would be a lot better.
Yep. 2 for Appa Steadfast Guardian. All right, this is the next card. Enter the avatar state. 1 white, instant lesson. So it's an instant card. Lesson is just the subtype. You'll see some cards that reference lesson, but otherwise it's just a normal instant card. Until end of turn, target creature you control becomes an avatar in addition to its other types and gains flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. Pretty nutty. Giving it keyword soup for 1 at instant is pretty good. You can use it offensively to give flying, first strike, lifelink to somebody until... Oh, wait. Oh, until end of turn. Yeah. So until end of turn. And then also, if you have it and someone tries to target one of your creatures for a Swords to Plowshare, you can just be like, nope. 1 white, it's hexproof. It fizzles. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of those cards that we go through and it's like it's not even rare.
Yeah, it's an uncommon. Yeah.
This is something you're going to pull if you open packs.
Yeah.
Set it aside for sure.
Yeah. I think these effects are pretty common in blue and green. White, I don't think we've seen. I think this is the best type of effect that gives a creature hexproof in white, and it can be used offensively and defensively. I mean, that being said, like, do you want to invest a card just to keep your stuff safe? I would say this is also a 2. It's weird because it's not great in CDH play. Like maybe you use it in Blue Farm to just make sure that you get a draw and some life back. Yeah. I mean, I guess I could see Tivit running it just to keep Tivit safe and then getting some life gain back.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might see some play. I don't think that there's a deck with how optimized the format is for the decks.
Yeah.
I don't see somebody being like, this has got to go in with this. I'll take this out and this is better.
Yeah, I mean, combat tricks in general is just not something that CDH usually cares too much about. So that's the problem there. But I mean, otherwise, this is a fantastic card. Like if I pulled a couple of these in pre-release, I'd be making a white something deck. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually pre-release, in my opinion, Bant is like the best.
Yeah, for the last couple. Yeah.
It's just where it's at.
Bant or red green. I always forget what that's called.
Is it Timir? No, Gruul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 2.
Yeah. Enter the avatar state. I'll give it a 2. It's cool. I almost want to say just a 1 that it's neat, but the fact that you can use it offensively and defensively is pretty good for 1. Now, is it Swords to Plowshare? Like, no.
No.
And that is the end of the white cards. Just keep in mind there's a lot of dual and tricolor cards in this set, so the mono cards might seem like we're skipping over, but there are 33 cards that we're reviewing. And we're on 2 and we're on the third card and we're 30 minutes in. Boomerang Basics, 1 blue, sorcery lesson, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, draw a card. So this is pretty good. The only drawback is it's a sorcery, but Into the Floodmaw is we love some Into the Floodmaw over here.
So I do have a little question about this.
Yeah.
And maybe this is just me kind of not being blondish at the moment. But what if I used a Gilded Drake? If I Gilded Draked, used it after I took your card, does it mean controlled at the moment, or does it mean at the turn?
So you control, I'm not really sure what the question is, but you control cards on your side of the field. You own Gilded Drake regardless of where it goes. So if you return Gilded Drake, you don't control it, so you would not draw a card.
My thing is if you controlled it. So I did control it at one point.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you own that permanent, draw a card, you would draw a card.
Okay.
But if you don't control the permanent in that moment,
At that
you would
moment,
not. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Yep.
This is pretty good. I know a lot of Necropotence decks are looking for ways to return Necropotence to their hand and not have to exile everything they discard, which, I mean, this is a sorcery, so if you pull it with Necropotence, you can't cast it in end step, but we're kind of seeing that there's a flash meta right now where, like, you know, sorcery basically just means instant with extra steps. So it's good removal. Like, a lot of the times you're going to wait for your turn and then be like, all right, I'm going to pay a blue, return the Strength Magistrate. Cool. Now that that's gone, I'm going to combo off. Sometimes you'll do it in the end step of the opponent, but I mean, for one, it's not terrible. Would I say that this is better than Chain of Vapor? Probably. You know?
Yeah, I could see that.
And I mean, Chain of Vapor, it really depends. I mean, if you're casting Chain of Vapor on your own stuff and then sacking your lands to get all of your 0 rocks back on the field, you know, that's a different story. But I think Boomerang Basics definitely has a spot. I would not give it a 4 because I wouldn't say that every Necropotence deck will run this, but I think it's a solid 3. If I could say 3.5, I would, but I don't want to make a 5 scale, a 10-point scale, so I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, 3.
It's good. Definitely, it's the moment I pull it, it's going to go in my CDH staples, and it's uncommon, which, I mean, I always love to see decks or cards that I'm just like, hey, this might replace a longtime staple. When it's an uncommon, that makes me happy.
It's also like the turn before your turn. If you used Mana Volt, you pay 1, draw a card, replay Mana Volt.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
I see it.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is it's non-land permanent. So into the Fledmaw, you have to give somebody a tapped 1/1 fish to return like a Rhystic Study. Boomerang Basics, you can just be like, hey, for a blue, I want that Rhystic Study gone. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That is a 3 for Boomerang Basics. Katara Bending Prodigy. 2 generic and a blue. Legendary creature, human warrior ally. At the beginning of your end step, if Katara is tapped, put a 1/1 counter on her. Waterbend 6, draw a card. And then she herself is a 2/3. The reason that we put this in here was the moment I saw it, I was like, oh, it's a generic dump for Kennen. She's a human, so you can't get her on a Kennen flip. So you do have to pre-play her, but it's nice to have another target that you can go to if someone is like, I'm going to go remove Thrasios. I mean, her types are relevant. Ally has gotten a lot better. Unfortunately, her human typing is relevant too.
Yeah.
And then also, you know, if you're attacking with her every turn, she gets bigger with a 1/1 counter every turn. So, you know, you do at least have a grind plan with her. And then Waterbend 6, if you just have a bunch of creatures and you want to draw a card, you can just be like, I don't care about these creatures. Like, I'm just gonna Waterbend 6, draw a card. Cool. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, since I'm kind of new to Kennen, I don't think that this is the card I would throw in.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I'm not going to grade it at 4, by any means. I think it's more of a 3 personally.
Yeah, I'm with 3.
The fact that you can't pull it out with a Kennen trigger is kind of a big problem here.
I will say that a 3 for an uncommon,
yeah,
pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, also legendary. Like, you know,
if you wanted it, Commander. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Sisay. I don't think Sisay cares that much about it.
Nah, I don't think so. So that is a 3 for Katara Bending Prodigy. Pretty good in Kinnan. Probably better options for infinite generic mana dumps. Secret of Bloodbending. This is a blue, 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 blue. So 4 blue pips, sorcery lesson. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you may waterbend 10. You control target opponent during their next combat phase. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you control that player during their next turn instead. Exile Secret of Bloodbending. This is a mythic. Kind of silly. 4 blue is very obtainable, even in dual color cards. I mean, especially if you're playing like Urza. The fact that you can just say like, hey, you're blue farm, you have a ton of creatures. I'm going to control you during your combat phase. Which doesn't seem like crazy, but the fact that you can control them means you decide what happens with all of the cards in their hand. You decide what happens with all of their permanents. You decide what happens with, you get to see their hand.
Yeah.
So like you pretty much say like, hey, during your combat for 4 blue, I'm going to control you. So if you're going to do anything that you want to do, you need to do it in your main one. Because if you have any mana untapped and you have instants in your hands, I'm going to cast all of those instants. You know, to single somebody out for 4 blue might not be the greatest. Also, if someone's going to kill you with combat, you know, and you're worried about it, you can do that and buy yourself a turn. It's basically like kind of a silence in that type of situation. It's very specific. And then the fact that when you cast it, part of the resolution is it does exile it. So it's always going to be a one shot. You can't recur it. That's kind of a problem, but I mean, otherwise I think it's a really solid card. We've not really seen this type of effect this low of a cost. Especially if you have the mana dump, you know, for 14, you're just like, I'm going to take your entire turn, which is kind of crazy.
The whole thing.
Yeah. For me, this is a 3. I'd say it might see some play. I don't think it's an auto include anywhere yet, really, but I mean, it's a cool card.
I would say one of the biggest things about this card, if you were to waterbend Tenet, they don't get an additional turn.
Yeah.
A lot of times
you just take it.
So some of those cards, I think Emrakul is one of the biggest ones because you get to do it and then they get another turn.
Yeah.
This one, they don't. So it's like, oh, it's your turn. No, it's my turn now.
Yeah.
And you get another turn at the next rotation.
Yeah.
So you take initially 3 turns before that player gets a turn.
Yeah. I mean, and then also like this is kind of, you know, silly, but let's say you pay 14 and then you have like an effect that copies spells on the stack, you know, like, you know, Sakura Blossom, I always forget the name, Sakashima and Krark.
Oh, Krakashima.
Just all right, I paid 14. I'm going to take everybody's turn and I return the original to my hand. You guys accept this loop that I'm just going to be playing the game by myself. Like, you guys can all get up, go to the bathroom. I'm just going to play your decks for you. You know?
Eventually, I'm going to win here.
Yeah. But, like, basically what I'm going to do is cast it, copy it, cast it, copy it 3 times. At some point, I'll return it to my hand. Every time I get to your turn, I'll just pass. Do that again. Pass, pass, pass. Do it again. Pass, pass, pass. I can do that in 80 minutes. You know?
If it resolves, it still exiles the original, right?
Mm-mm. So the copy will try to exile itself, but the original will go back to hand.
So this is a win con for Krakashima.
Yeah, I mean, if you have 14 mana and like 6 triggers, you know, like
yeah,
like it's it's cool. I mean, if you can copy it and just be like, I'm gonna take my turn, and then I'm gonna take all of you guys' turn, and that's my turn again. Like you've won that game. Like there's not very many instances where you get to control a whole round, and you don't win.
Yeah, I don't. It's a win con, but it's too costly to really be a win con in Karakushima.
Yeah, I mean, like maybe Storm. I mean, you're not really getting a 14 mana in Storm to copy it a whole bunch, but I mean, it's the fact that we're having these conversations about this card is pretty cool. Like, imagine in a tournament, you just tell everybody that they can go take a bathroom break while you play their hands.
You're not getting a turn.
Yeah, and like, yes, they can interact
on your turn.
They can. Everybody can go, oh no, I'm not going to be able to take my next turn. Let me do what I can do now with my mana that I have. But I mean, it's still silly.
Yeah. I think a 3 is where I'd put it.
Yeah. It doesn't call out to me in anything other than Sakashima, and that's just kind of silly jank there. But I mean, it's really cool.
I mean, I feel like Kennen would be able to use it.
Yeah.
I do feel like for 4 blue and Basalt Monolith, I should be able to win without this.
Yeah.
Just in my opinion.
Yeah. I think it's a card that would always be a better card. Like even in Kennen, Secret of Bloodbending, if we even go back one more card, I'd rather this be a Katara.
Yeah.
Because then you just win. Yeah. Like,
I'm with that. Yeah, I think that it's a 3. I think that there's some kind of trick to it that somebody will try to do.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is going to be an expensive card no matter what, though. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people will want it, and that's really what determines the card value.
You think so? I mean, I don't feel like... I feel like the 4 pips is a lot.
I mean, I would say it would be a $10 card at most. Like, yeah, we're not talking about like a $20 or $50 card.
No.
Let me clip that. In 2026, it's like an expensive card. Like
this is $100 card
yeah.
now. Yeah, no.
Yep. 3 for Secret of Bloodbending. I think we can both agree.
Yeah, 3 is it.
Cool. Oh my God.
Where's the Force of Will?
Yeah. Here you go. I'll hand it to you.
We're not even reading it.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah. So Ghost just used his Force of Will. He grabbed it and then immediately just Gambit style, like really cool, flicked it, and
it had kinetic energy.
Yeah. So this is Wan Shi Tong, Librarian. X blue, legendary creature, bird spirit. Flash flying vigilance. When Wan Shi Tong enters, put X 1/1 counters on him, then draw half X cards rounded down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shi Tong and draw a card.
It's a fun name to say.
Yeah.
Wan Shi Tong.
And it's a legendary bird spirit.
So why is this a good card?
And it's a 1/1.
Because of Kennen.
Yeah.
This is going into Kennen.
You could take over this one.
Yeah. So there's a lot of times in Kennen where you get the infinite mana and you need a dump. This is a dump that is good by itself.
The mana. You yourself don't need to take a bathroom break.
Sometimes you need to go to the bathroom. It depends. I won't take that away from whoever has been like.
Yeah. You just get so excited. You've got a dump.
It's like I should have got a depends here. No. Yeah. You get the infinite mana and then you look at it and you're like, what should I do with this? This will draw. You could draw your entire deck. You want to be careful because you can't be like, I'm going to put infinite into this.
Yeah.
Because you lose. But with the cards in your deck, you could do 60 into it, draw 30 cards. In Kennen, in any CEDH deck, if you draw 30 cards, you should be able to put a win on the stack somewhere.
Yeah.
Or let's say this is in your opening hand and you get to a point where you need to put it down. This is a Archivist in blue.
Yeah. If you put nothing into X, this is a blue archivist that instead of gaining a life, which is not very relevant in CDH, you get a bigger flying vigilance.
Also, not only is it Archivist of Yawgmoth a win con, it is a bird.
Yeah.
Which is relevant in Kinnan for Floodmaw.
Yeah.
So, Enduring Vitality, Floodmaw, this a lot of times is, I wouldn't say infinite mana, but you're doing some tricks. It can be infinite mana. I've went infinite mana with Tide Spout, a creature, I guess, and this, to where I pick up the creature, get 2 mana, play the creature, get 2 mana. Like it. Oh no, it has to be a non-creature. So no, with Tide Spout, it can do. I don't know. It goes infinite somehow.
Bird is relevant. Yeah. Bird is a very relevant creature type in CDH right now.
Especially with Floodmaw.
It's legendary. Sisay will like this. If I know that some Sisays are running Archivist, and now you have a legendary blue. Yeah. Also, like, shout out to River Song players. Like, now when people search their library, you get a bigger 1/1 flying vigilance bird, and also you deal damage to people. So you're just like, you can tutor maybe like 5 or 6 times, and then you're kind of done.
Maybe Blue Farm plays this.
Yeah,
I mean, I could see it. It's
flying vigilance is relevant. I mean, and then Blue Farm also already plays Archivist too. So
it's a draw card. It's also dump some into X and draw a couple cards. It's versatile. Yeah, I like it.
This was a question that I had whenever we were talking about this card. Why would you run this over Hydroid Crassus? So Hydroid Crassus is the same thing. It's X green blue, and it's a Hydra jellyfish. That reads the same, where it says when it enters, put X cards rounded down, and Kinnan doesn't currently run that. So why would a Kinnan player want to run Wan Shishong?
Because it draws a card.
That's what Hydroid Crassus does.
It does.
It's the exact same. Enters with X 1/1 counters on him, and then draws half X cards rounded down.
Why does it run?
I know the answer.
It's a bird.
So it's a bird, and then also it has flash when Hydroid Crassus does not. It has to do it right then and there on your turn.
Yeah,
and it also doesn't have the when someone searches their library, draw a card.
You could get into a point with Enduring Vitality and Basalt on the field to where you pass and you're like, I don't really want to do a Kinnan trigger. I don't have the win just yet.
Yeah.
Let me wait for an opportune time to... Oh, an Adnaz went through?
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
yeah.
I can play this and I'll do 30 cards, 40 cards, and if I get
any free counter,
I've got it.
Yeah.
And what does the table do? Counter this?
Yeah.
Like
you're getting it. Yeah.
Yeah, no. You got this.
No, because I remembered Hydroid Crassus because I remember it was a jellyfish Hydra, and I loved that. And I was asking myself, I was like, why is Kinnan not run this? Like, maybe because Kinnan doesn't run Hydroid Crassus, they don't run Wan Shitong, and I immediately was like, no, like this card, it's a 5, like for sure. If you have a blue deck, probably you're making room for it.
I think it's hard to think. This is a strong include even in Blue Farm.
Yeah, if it did not even have the X.
Yeah.
Like if it was just flash flying vigilance whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shitong and draw a card, it would almost be a 5. Like it's a 4 without the X, and with the X it's great. It's a 5.
Yeah, draw your deck is silly to me. Like there's been times where I've gotten a Necropotence in Kinnan and I'm like, I'll do 15.
Yeah.
And it's like I win. Like this is it. Not on that turn normally. Normally I'll do the necro and then pass and then do it to where.
I mean, also let's say that like you have 6 mana. You can still just be like, okay, well, you know, I don't have a cannon trigger because I don't have green, and this entire turn went by and I didn't have to hard cast any counters. I'm just going to flash this in. You know, this guy is tutoring. I'm just going to flash this in. I'll get three cards. No, I'll get 2 cards, and it'll be a 3/3 bird. And then because he searched, I'll draw another card, and it'll be a 4/4 bird. And now on my turn, I have 3 more cards, and I have a 4/4 flying vigilance that can swing. Like, kind of nutty. Like,
it's a good card.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even run it in Tibet. Just why not? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, anything that gives you for 2 and flash, you should be able to get a card with it as well.
Yeah.
It's 2 for a 2/2 and a card normally.
Yeah, I mean, run it and Archivist in Tibet. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you want to. This is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take the Force of Will.
You don't get it.
And I say it's a 1, and I use the 4. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a 5 for Wan Shi Tong. Like, it's good.
This will be probably one of the most expensive normal cards in the set, in my opinion.
Try to trade for it at a pre-release. Try to pull it at a pre-release. Like, I'm not even a big fan of blue, and I want to put this in my CDH staples for sure.
This is it.
Yeah. All right, that was a 5 for Wan Shi Tong. I just like saying the name. I've been saying Wan Shi Tong.
It was cool in the show too.
Oh yeah,
because it was like the guardian of the library.
Yeah, I love that guy, the archaeologist that went with them. I believe he was like, hey, you know, I'm gonna stay here.
Yeah,
like,
I'm staying.
And then in Legend of Korra, you saw a skeleton in there, and you're like, oh, that guy just like stayed, read a whole bunch of books, and then died.
Yeah,
you're assuming it's him, but like, yeah,
it was probably him.
Yeah. All right, next card. This is Day of the Black Sun. X black sorcery. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn. Destroy those creatures. This is pretty good just because we've not really had an effect like this that you could kind of pick or choose. Like, we do have Toxic Deluge, of course, but like this one specifically is like, I don't care if you have, you know, Wan Shi Tong at 40/40. I'm going to cast Day of the Black Sun for 2, and it loses all of its abilities. And even though it's giant, it's still dead. I don't care how much you buff it. You don't really have to sit there and go like, oh, well, you know, this person has a 4/4 that I want to get rid of. Maybe I pay 6 into X just in case they can buff it. The other thing I like about this is in Glarb can cast this from the top because you can just put 2 into X, and then all of a sudden it's a 4 CMC card, and Glarb gets to cast it from top of library. Is it Toxic Deluge? No. But is it better than Toxic Deluge in decks that care about X? Or like, let's say you're playing Tivit and you don't want to destroy Tivit, you can put 4 into Day of the Black Sun, and it'll pretty much kill everything, and you get to keep your Tivit, and your Tivit can swing that turn. Like, you don't have to worry about Tivit having -1, -4, -4. Like, you just get a full big Tivit and just get to swing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that this is pretty good. I like the option. The losing all abilities stops all death triggers. Right? Because like if it's kind of like oh
yeah, it's like dress down.
It's not back to dress down.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much dress down, stop all.
I don't know about that for sure because dying is a zone change, and I don't know if it wipes. I think I'm not sure. I think you're right, but I don't know enough right now in this moment to say for sure that death triggers are gone. I do think you're right, 90%. I would say if you're going to run this card because of that, research it.
Yeah, check it. But
and then if you research it, please leave a comment. But the thing I was thinking about this is if the creature is indestructible, it doesn't matter because it loses
its abilities.
Yeah.
Or there was another thing too with it. The removing abilities really helps as well.
Yeah. Or if the creature has like, when this creature dies, return to the battlefield through some effect, that doesn't happen anymore.
That's what I was.
Unless it's a counter, like the finality counter would still like exile, but
yeah,
I 90% do think you're right about the death triggers, but
well, because all creatures lose abilities unless it's so with the mana value of X. So if for any reason it's something bigger than the X cost, it would still have abilities, right?
Yeah. So like you would still like let's say this is kind of silly, but let's say you're in Shadow and there's a Sisay that's on the table across from you, and you know Sisay has a trigger and Sisay's just waiting to get priority. You can cast Day of the Black Sun for 5 using mana from an artifact, and then it has split second, and funny. Then Sisay can't use their ability, and then also loses the ability and gets destroyed.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say the same with like Toxic Deluge too, though. Like split second Toxic Deluge, no one can activate on top.
Yeah, I think I believe that this is for death triggers, because whatever creature, as long as it's X, would have the trigger.
Yeah,
it would not.
I think also because it says each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn, even with a zone change. That, like, let's say Grand Abolisher dies, and then it hits the graveyard, it's still a 2 cost. Even with the zone change, it's still a 2 cost, and I do believe it would lose the abilities. I think that's right, but I'm just not confident enough without looking it up right now. But I'm pretty sure you're right. But yeah, I mean, solid card, especially with that.
I think put it aside is what I would do with it, because
I'm giving it a 4.
You're giving it a 4?
Glarb and Tivit.
Yeah, I see Glarb. That's right. I forgot we talked about that one.
Glarb kind of just wants to control the board. Like it's I forget what that black, green, blue is called. I always want to say Simic. I'm like, that's not Simic. Like,
no.
But like that color and Esper both want to control the board.
Sultai.
Yeah, Sultai and Esper both want to control the board, and this is pretty good. Yeah. Give it a 4 for Day of the Black Sun. Ooh, such good cards. Foggy Swamp Visions, 1 generic black sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, Airbend X. Waterbend X. Yeah, sorry. So you, just as a reminder, you can pay extra generic mana, or you can tap your creatures and artifacts, and it is an external tap, so you can tap things with Summoning Sickness. Exile X target creature cards from graveyards, any graveyard. For each creature card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of it. At the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice those tokens. So let's say, I have a bunch of black mana. I have a Demonic Consultation, but I have no Thassa. But Home Dude whiffed his Thassa trigger and it's in the graveyard. I'm going to Thassa combo for 4 and a black.
Yeah.
If there's good ETB triggers, like let's say I'm in mono black, I know I can go off this turn, but I'm in mono black. I don't really have a way to silence. I can pay 3 and then I can pay 1 extra to go get somebody's Ranger Captain. I get the ETB. I sack the Ranger Captain.
So for 4 for 3 and an Esper.
Yeah.
An Esper Sentinel can tap and do the water bending, right?
Yeah.
So sneaky.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, let's say you just want some value and Blue Farm has their graveyard loaded up. You can be like, hey guys, like I'm gonna cast Foggy Swamp Visions. Yes, I will get a Ranger Captain. Yes, I will get, these things, but I just want to clear out their graveyard a little bit and exile those creature cards away. Can we let this go through? Please, like, can we not fight over this? I mean, it's a good political piece.
I mean, Ranger Captain is silly town because you also get the search.
Yeah, you get the search and the silence.
You get the search, you'll silence.
Yeah.
You go through with it that way.
Yeah, I mean, the creatures don't get haste, but I mean, like, if you're playing a reanimate deck and you're just like, hey, this person has Unique Ataxis, they entombed it. For 4, I'll cast Foggy Swamp Visions. At the end step, I do get the trigger, but then mine goes away and theirs is exiled. Like, can we agree to that?
Yeah.
Seems pretty good. Good way to deny your opponent's resources, and then also, like, again, if you tried to Thassa and somebody countered it with a red elemental blast and it's in your graveyard, and you have a lot of black mana, you can just be like, okay, well, on my next turn, I'm just gonna Foggy Swamp Visions, get it back. ETB will happen. I can just cast a Demonic Consultation and try again. Like,
I think it's pretty good. I think that being a sorcery kind of hurts it a bit.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how funny would that be to, like, somebody does sacks the Ranger Captain, and then you do that on top of it?
Yeah. You're like, well, you sack the Ranger Captain. I also want to silence on my turn.
Yeah.
I would really like to give this a 5. I think how expensive it is, and then the fact that you have to waterbend for each one that you want, kind of pushes this down to a 3. I don't look at this and go like, oh man, like this is great. I could see Crick playing it, because with Crick it's 1 generic and waterbend X, and then they can just get everything back from their graveyard that they want.
Yeah, you could do Villas.
Yeah.
That'd be
yeah.
That'd be nasty.
I think it's a little bit too much for Crick, just the waterbend cost, but I mean,
I don't think so. I mean, you need waterbend 1 to put Villas on the field. I think it's worth it. Like, it's 1 mana. It's like a reanimate. I don't know.
Well, it's the problem for Crick is it's a sorcery, so you're like, all right, well, I want to get these 3 things, and I'm targeting, and I'm putting it on the stack, and if it resolves, I win. And everybody's like, no. And then you're like, oh, all right, I tried. Like, like,
all shucks.
It's not Necrotic Ooze, where Necrotic Ooze is like, I'm gonna pay 4, and then every single activate ability in my graveyard I get now, and it's a creature, so good luck. Yeah, like,
have fun with that.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3. I want to give it a 4, but I'll give it a 3.
I think that I felt more on 2, but the art.
Oh yeah, the art's great. Yeah,
I just wanted to say that the art on this is really cool. It is a 3 card.
Yeah, it's for people that are listening, it's a watercolor where it's all green and blue, and it's a bunch of like intertwined roots and like green, swampy, blue looking spirits.
It has and
everything's done in like a watercolor style. Like it's really pretty.
I don't know who the girl is, but I know the one that's furthest away from, like, in the depth of the picture is the moon.
Oh yeah,
right. That's her.
It looks kind of like a Bitter Blossom, like the art style, which I mean a lot of people really like that one, but yeah, it's really pretty. If I had a print of it, I would 100% hang it up in my house.
Yeah, I could see that hung up as a just in general picture.
Yeah. That is a 3 for Foggy Swamp Visions. We like frogs, but this is just foggy, not froggy.
It could be froggy. You just throw the R in.
This is May Scornful Striker. May. Okay. Mm-hmm. May Scornful Striker. 1 generic and a black legendary creature, human noble ally. First strike, whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. It's a 2/2. You miscalculated. I love Zuko more than I fear you. is cute. Like,
Yeah.
I'd say this is probably a 2. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Like, we always love those kind of stacksy effects where it's like, yeah, you can cast a non-creature spell, but you know, if you cast 20 non-creature spells, you kill yourself. So, you
Have
know,
fun.
good luck. What's funny is this would almost be way better. It would probably be a 4 if it was lose 1 life, but since it's 2 life, it's a little bit worse. Like Obnixis would love this card. The other thing to keep in mind is it's a 2/2 for 2. That's a legendary creature and it has first strike. In addition to when a player casts a non-creature spell, they lose 2 life. So if you're a combat deck where you're not really casting very many non-creature spells, this is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want this in blue farm? No, because you'll kill yourself with your loops. But
Oh yeah, I forgot that it's like a brain freeze stop.
yeah,
Well, kind of. It might not matter.
yeah. I mean, you'd have to cast Lion's Eye Diamond, then Brain Freeze, Lion's Eye Diamond, then Brain Freeze. Like, you'd be dangerously close to killing yourself with it.
Yeah. I mean, because it's at least because you probably have your Lion's Eye on the field. That's normally how that works, but it's at least 4 life, possibly 6 to recast a.
Well, it's also funny too, because like, let's say you put this out and somebody is like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna add Nas on my next turn." Then you put this out and they're like, "Oh no, well okay, just me casting add Nas." I go down to 38, and then I add Nas, and I go down pretty low, and then every 0 drop or 0 rock that I drop is actually just 2 more life. Like,
I didn't think about it as that useful. I
don't really think that it we're talking about best case scenarios, but like what black deck isn't really casting a bunch of non-creature spells? I can't think of one.
That's true.
You know, like it, because it's not just opponents, I don't really think this will see play.
I would say put it aside. I think it's one of those cards that it's good to know it exists.
Yeah. The art is beautiful. It also looks like something that would be straight out of like Inuyasha or some, like it's they did a really good job on it.
Yeah, I like it. It's not one of those still frames from the show. This is more. I don't think it's a still frame. I think this is an actual art.
No, yeah. So none of these will have still frames from the show. Even if it's a still frame from the show, they completely redid the art, which is really cool. Yeah. That is a 2 for May Scornful Striker.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I hear Azula in my head being like, "What are you doing, man?"
Yeah. Obsessive Pursuit. 1 generic and a black enchantment. When this enchantment enters and at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. Whenever you attack, put X 1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. You sacrifice your sack lands too, right? Well, yeah, they're sack lands. I mean, you pointed this out, and I was kind of like, I don't really know. And then you're just like Tivit, and I was like, oh, okay, I see it for Tivit, because Tivit, if you're at a 3-pod, you always get that extra clue token on your upkeep. It does cost a life, but I mean, if you're sacking 5 clues or 5 artifacts, if you do that before your combat, then it's like, all right, well, Tivit's like an 11/11 the first time I do it, and he has lifelink, so good luck, guys. Like,
also with this, like, you cast it, and I believe with Time Sieve you sack those anyway.
So, yeah. That's what I'm saying is if you're going infinite turns, you do the Time Sieve sack if possible before you go to combat.
Yeah. And then it's just, okay, well, I'm going to swing at you. It just makes it easier, because there's times when you get to where you don't have that many, you're going for it, but you don't have that many, you're not generating enough artifacts.
I think you're also okay, because this is whenever you attack. So you would put the Tivit trigger and the Obsessive Pursuit trigger on the stack. You'd resolve the Tivit trigger first, immediately sack all of them with time sieve, and then the obsessive pursuit trigger would happen, and then you get, it sees all of the ones that you sacrifice, so you don't even really, you can even just go to attack and still get all of the 1/1 counters.
My thing that I'm kind of going with is that I play Tivit probably, 15, 20 tournament. Well, I wouldn't say 20. I'd say like at least around 8 to 10 tournaments for sure.
Yeah.
And that being said, there's a lot of times you get put in 3 pods.
Yeah.
And you don't generate enough with the swing of Tivit.
Yeah.
But you do get turns.
Yeah.
Like you're getting there.
Yeah.
With this, you're like, all right. So the first person's going to get hit for Tivit's what, a 6/6?
Yeah.
So you're going to do 10?
11.
11?
Because you sack 5, yeah. And you lifelink that 11.
So you don't care at that point. You're like, all right, I don't need that many turns now. I just need 5.
Well, the other thing too is this, if you're in a 3-pod, gives you the clue that you would be missing from not having a 4th player.
Just on that upkeep, though.
Yeah, but
on the turn,
it enters,
you go in the turn.
So it will replace it every single time. So like, you can just go like, hey, this person's gonna stop me. I'm just gonna mollywop them. Cool. Now we're at a 3-person pod. This enchantment replaces them with giving me a clue token by default. I can still keep doing the combo. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit all of you to almost dead, and then y'all die. You'd have to do some math, which is in those key points is a little hard to kind of calm yourself down with.
Yeah.
But this fixes some of the stuff with Tivit.
Yeah. I mean, also, if you're at a full pod and you're getting 6, then you can be like, all right, well, every time I don't kill somebody, that's basically a turn in my pocket. So I'll take 3 turns, kind of knock you guys all down, and then I have to kill somebody on the 3rd turn because Tivit's like a 20, 25 or something crazy like that. Yeah.
Also something with like a necropotence too.
Yeah.
You're drawing 10 and don't care about your life at that point.
Yeah.
Because you're regaining it, and then you just kind of throw them out and keep it going.
It's strong.
I think it's
I'd give it a 4.
Yeah, it's a 4. It'll go in Tivit. I would try this in Tivit for sure.
Yeah.
Because at the very least, you're getting Tivit to like an 8, maybe.
It's also not terrible in a deck that you have black-white, because if you have a Smothering Tithe in this, like, pretty good.
Yeah.
Especially if you care about combat. Like, I don't know if Marnius would want this. Oh, Marnius, because it creates a clue token, right? So it'd be you'd get the clue token, you'd get an extra draw. And then Marnius would get bigger.
Marnius doesn't create a treasure, huh?
I think Marnius, I'll look it up real quick. I think Marnius, whenever a token enters, you draw.
Yeah, I believe that's right, but I felt like I don't know. I think I'm thinking of Smothering Tithe.
Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So this reads in Marnius, when this enchantment enters, draw a card, and at the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. And then whenever you attack, put X 1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you sacrifice this turn. And Marnius is by default a 3/5 with double strikes. So it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
We've seen Marnius kind of creeping back up there too. So
it's been some of the option for Esper. I've seen people kind of being like, I'm going to do Marnius instead.
I think Esper like Sheriff is kind of hard. Like I've moved off Hashaton for the time being in tournaments, just because like Fish and Esper are both kind of bad right now, and I need those to stay in the game unless I just have a really cracked like
what a
trigger.
world.
Yeah.
What a world we live in, to where that has been the saying. Fish has been bad.
Yeah.
I remember we used to talk and be like, well, is it Ristic Study the worst one, or is it Fish?
Yeah.
And I think at that time it was fish.
Yeah.
Because you play fish, you're getting card because nobody's
paying the
it.
4. Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that this card enables Esper decks to just be like, I'm gonna play a creature deck too. Like,
yeah, now we're there.
It's like I'm gonna move to Marnius or Tivit, and I'm just gonna mollywop. Like,
also in Marnius, you could play Tivit.
Yeah, you can.
You know, you throw Tivit in, and it's just like
Secret Commander.
Two cards win con. I mean, I don't. Do you? Does it matter? Maybe, I don't know.
I played Tivit for a little bit and then Hashton and but it's fun.
I mean, I feel like they synergize together though.
Yeah.
With this and Marnius.
Yeah.
Marnius, this and that. Yeah.
That is a 4 for Obsessive Pursuit. Pretty good. This is one of the cards that about an hour ago I said that this would be relevant. So this is Rise of Sojin. 4 generic black. It's a saga enchantment. 1 is destroy all creatures. So when you cast this and it enters, it immediately destroys all creatures. 2 is choose a card name, search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for up to 4 cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles. So if you think you're playing against a Relentless Rats deck, you can take 4 of them away. Exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control as the 3rd saga. Just go back to the second. It says search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library. So you will see their hand on that second chapter as well.
Which for 6 is probably not the best play.
Yeah, I mean, 6 to destroy all creatures, and then as people recover, you can kind of get more value. Like, is it CDH? I don't know. But when you flip Sojin, so the card's name is The Rise of Sojin. When you flip it, it becomes Firelord Sojin. It's a legendary creature, human noble. It has Menace, Firebending 3. When this creature attacks, add 3 red mana. This may last till end of combat. When Firelord Sojin deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 3. Or you may play X. You may pay X. When you do, put any number of target creature cards with total mana value X or less from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Firelord Sojin is a 5/5. The one thing that I wanted to point out with this is this was the most relevant card, but this card, even though it has red pips on it, it's reminder text. So Firebending 3, even though it has red pips, that's reminder text. So you could put the Rise of Sojin into Crick and only pay 4 generic and 4 life to destroy all creatures, and then still get all of those benefits.
I mean, kind of hard to lose your Crick though.
Yeah, that's true. It's not good. I mostly just wanted to show it as like, even though this has firebending, it is a mono black card.
Not to get off subject, but to get off subject a little bit. We were talking before this podcast of how to, because my question was like, oh, you know, this is a Crick card. And I was like, no, it has fire. It has the red pips. And Cryptid was like, no, but it's still a black card. Like, we put this in after that conversation to remind that it is a mono, but I think we covered it in general, talking about how black doesn't have any bending.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, not bending, but
this is a 1. If it didn't have the fire bending, this is a conversation piece. I wouldn't even rate it, but yeah. Like,
I mean, if it was,
it's cool.
If it was too black, I think it would be okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just not enough.
I mean, I probably would have run it in Timna Kodama back in the day, just because it's like, okay, I need to wipe the field. You know, like, maybe it has its uses, but I mean, it's a 1. I just think it's neat.
Yep. 0. No.
Yeah. Next card, we're into the red now. Fated Firepower X and 3 red pips enchantment. Flash. This enchantment enters with X fire counters on it. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. There's a lot of effects like this that either double or add one extra, and we don't really see those in CDH, but this one's a little bit different. So this one, like, let's say you have a landfall trigger that does 1 damage to everybody. With that trigger on the stack, you can flash it in, and all of a sudden that 1 damage trigger turns into 3 or 4. The other reason that I wanted to bring this up is because firebending's a thing. It seems like there's a pretty easy way to get a lot of red pips in combat, but then you're like, well, I have to use it in combat. Like, what do I do with it? Because if you, let's say you move to combat, you have 3 creatures that firebend 2. You make that firebend mana on attack, and then you flash this in. And now for the rest of the game, until somebody removes this, all of your damage is whatever it is plus 3. And you have 3 attacking creatures. Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the very least, you've generated 9 more damage if those creatures connect.
Yeah. It's kind of silly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's what we had seen it a little bit. I always forget the name of it, but it's the mono red commander that deals damage.
Ogier, the god, yeah.
So like you could pretty much kill somebody with.
Well, like imagine you have a mayhem devil out and you have 6 treasures. So you crack all of those treasures on the stack and you get 6 mana and you're like, it's all red. And then you have 6 triggers of mayhem devil on the stack. On top of all of those 6 triggers, you flash this in, and now instead of doing 6 damage, you're doing 24 damage with mayhem devil.
Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Mayhem devil hits anything too, huh?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So you're just like, all right, well, I'm going to crack. I mean, even if you crack 4 treasures and you have 4 triggers on the stack, you turn it from 4 damage to 8 damage, which is silly. I mean, also, Bowmaster, like, it's like I draw a card. It's like, cool. I tap all my mana and Faded Firepower comes out. I've got a Bowmaster trigger. I do 5 damage to you instead of the 1. You want to draw more cards?
Yeah, it's like, and I hit this thing for 1 trigger, it kills this.
Or like, okay, well, Kefka just attacked and there's a Kefka trigger. On top of it, I'm going to flash in a Bowmaster. On top of that Bowmaster, I'm going to flash in Faded Firepower. It's like, all right, every card that Kefka draws, I'm going to do 3 damage. So if Kefka draws 2 cards, I'm just gonna bolt Kefka twice.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I mean, is it as good as we're saying? Probably not, but it's a really cool card to where, like, me just looking at it, I thought of several different cool ways in CDH to use it. I'll give it a 3. I'd like to give it a 4, but I would only give it a 4 on flashy points, not usability. So I'll give it a 3.
Yeah, I think it was more of a 2, but since it's Uncle,
yeah,
it's a 3.
For me, the firebending makes this really good because, like, it's really easy to generate red mana in combat now. It's hard to find ways to use it, and this is a great way to use it. So that will be a 3 for Fated Firepower. All right. We have Firebender Ascension, 1 generic and a red enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create a 2/2 red soldier creature token with Firebending 1. When a creature you control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 more quest counters on it, you may copy that ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. This is kind of silly. Like, I mean, of course it works with Winota. All of those like attacking commanders that are in red, it works with. The thing about this for me is the value's really great. So you pay 2, you get an enchantment out, and then you also get a 2/2 red soldier creature that has firebending 1. And then that creature feeds Firebender's Ascension. And the other thing about Firebender Ascension is whenever a creature you control causes a triggered ability, you put a quest counter on it. So if you play Firebender's Ascension and you have 4 creatures that can attack with firebending, you immediately put all the quest counters on it, and then it's done. Like it's gotten what it needs. I'd rank this a 4. Maybe
it's really sneaky.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I keep thinking this is a 4 because of Winota, but we haven't really seen Winota in the CDH scene recently. I can't think of another commander that is doing really well right now that this would go into. I think it makes...
I feel like there's one. I just can't think of what it is.
Well, I kept thinking Yuriko, but Yuriko is not red.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's Yuriko, because there's creatures that trigger. I mean, Archivist would trigger, right? If somebody searches.
Well, when a creature you control attacking
attacking causes a trigger. No,
so like it doesn't work with Tymna because Tymna is on combat damage. It works with all the firebenders. Yeah, I'm not too. I mean, Kefka, yeah, yeah.
Kefka works.
Yeah.
I was like, what is a red creature that on attack does it?
Double Kefka triggers, pretty silly. Yeah.
Does Kefka throw it in? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, I mean, your firebending 1 ends up, you swing it every turn.
Well, you draw the cards in combat, so, like, you could get a red pip and then be like, oh, hey, I have a red elemental blast and I have a red. Like, I should probably use this to kill the Rhystic Study. Yeah.
Yeah, I just mean, like, so you cast this and then that soldier starts to make it happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think it has haste, right?
No. So you're waiting a turn. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things you cast, nobody's going to mess with it, and then all of a sudden you're doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, like, if somebody played Firebender Ascension and they're in Kefka, I'm probably not going to counter it, but whenever it gets out of control, I'm just like, yeah, I probably should have.
That probably should have happened, yeah.
Yeah.
You said a 4?
Yeah. I mean, I could give it a 4 I really want to give it a 3. I think it's a 3.
I think 3 is where it's at. If we are wrong and you're like, oh, this creature triggers every time it attacks.
Yeah, like this creature in the 99 is great with it, or like this commander is now CDH viable because of it. Like, please put it in the comments. Or if you were like, I'm gonna leave such a big comment that I should probably just join the Discord. Like, that makes sense too. Like,
not Winota, but Najila. Because when Najila attacks, or whenever they attack, they cause it to trigger.
I think when she attacks, she puts a certain amount of tapped and attacking warriors in.
But that's a trigger.
It's a trigger, and then you would get double warriors. I don't know if Najila cares too much about that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're missing something. If you know what that something is, put it in the comments. I think it's a 3.
This is a side note, but if you can firebend a total of 5 with Najila and you have an Agatha's out, you get infinite combats. I just thought about that. Uh-oh, they broke Najila.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if there's give all of your attacking creatures firebending 1 or some shit.
Well, there's a Sojin's Comet that I think it's like it costs a lot, but it gives all of your creatures firebending equal to their power or something like that.
Yeah, I think by then Najila wins, because Najila can win
I mean,
If
you need that and an Agatha's and Najila and enough creatures, so
yeah.
it's quite a combo. But I mean, still Najila just being like, all right, well, I can make 5 red every combat, so I win. You know,
Yeah, silly.
because she can use it in combat. The other combos that I've seen are like in your main 2, you can pay 5 and then get another combat. But it's like, well, that mana's gone by then. So all right,
I
that
think it's a
is
3.
yeah, a 3 for Firebender Ascension. Fire Bending Student. 1 generic and a red creature human monk. Prowess. When you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Fire Bending X, where X is this creature's power. It's a 1/2. This is stupid. Like, this is gonna tear up other formats, like especially the 60 card formats. But imagine just playing Firebending Student and then kind of going off with Vivi and then going to combat and just being like, all right, well, Vivi's giant. This thing is a 4/5. I'll swing with it. Cool. I Firebend 4 and I also have Vivi. Like, I mean, if you play 4 non-creature spells in Najila and you swing with this and Najila, you get infinite combats. With Agatha's out, of course, but
That's silly.
yeah.
This is a silly card.
I don't know if this is super silly in CDH, but I think this will be kind of like, it was that Slick Shot show off where like this will be like a $12 rare. So like if you get this, I'd put it in your trade binder if you're not going to use it. But I mean,
I think it's a 3 on the scale.
It's pretty good, yeah.
I don't know what deck would just love it. I think Raoul kind of likes these type of things.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to build up my storm count and then I'll swing and get mana back.
Yeah, you run out of resources and then you move to combat and then you're like, well, all of my instants, I can kind of keep going now. Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and play some more crazy. Yeah. But does it run it over what it already runs? I don't know. I don't play Raoul I haven't played Raoul.
I mean, the other thing too, and like, I mean, this is kind of silly, but if you play 2 non-creature spells and you leave up 2 black, you can move to combat in Blue Farm, and then you can Firebend 3, and then your Adnaz only cost you 2 black as far as resources.
Yeah. It's there. I just don't know where.
Yeah.
Because you can't save that mana.
You have to have an instant to dump it into. Unless you have something that saves the mana, but yeah.
You could use the spells to build the storm to make this big and then attack to have it. But you would need to dump whatever mana you're floating into the whatever spell you're casting.
Yeah.
So
which could be that enchantment that, you know, makes everything do X more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's silly.
Yeah. I'll give it a 3. I think it's really good. If not good in CDH, it's probably going to be a good card that you can put in your binder and be like, this is a $10 card. Like, you want to trade? Yeah.
Yeah, this will even out some of the cost.
Yep. That'll be a 3 for Firebending Student. This is the Last Agni Kai. 1 generic and a red instant. Target creature you control fights target creature an opponent controls. If the creature the opponent controls is dealt excess damage this way, add that much red. Until end of turn, you don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. All of that for 2 is pretty good. Let's say you get that Firebender up to 5. You Firebend 5. You cast this Last Agni Kai with the Firebend mana. Make it fight something, kill it, and then whenever it overkills it, you get more red mana, and then all of a sudden this red mana doesn't leave at the end of combat. The other thing that we kind of point out, like the moment I saw this, I put it in the Discord, and I was like, this and Jumbo Cactar are going to be legal in Standard. So you could swing with Jumbo Cactar, fight something, and even if Jumbo Cactar dies, you all of a sudden have 9,900 red mana to use in your main two. like that's stupid. Like I think this thing is gonna kind of break some things. It's pretty funny. I'll give it a 3. I think it's pretty specific on what it does. I think the ceiling on this is like super high though. Like I almost want to give it a 4, but I can't really say like specifically like what this is great in. Like I was thinking Atali, but I don't think it's great in Atali. Because like if you're going to combat, like you've kind of lost most of your steam in Atali anyway. Yeah, I'll give it a 3 for the Last Agni Kai, just with the asterisks of like the ceiling on this thing is nutty and you can do some really silly stuff. Like
I think this is a crazy card.
the Jumbo Cactar combo is like one of my favorite combos I've seen in a while. Like
A Jumbo Cactar is so nuts.
I've got 9,000 red mana now. Even if Jumbo Cactar dies, you're like, I don't care. Like
I mean, you get that, and you're in red, so there's a burn spell somewhere.
Yeah.
Finale.
Yeah. Finale. Well, you've already gone to combat to get the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It's there.
It's funny.
What's the funniest combo? Put it in the comments. This is a thing.
If you got something that beats Jumbo Cactar and the Last Agni Kai, let me know.
Or what you dump it into. I was thinking Crackle with power or whatever, but I don't think. I mean, man.
I don't think you dump it into one thing. I think you dump it into 9,000 things. You know?
No, yeah.
Because like I've got a ton of mana, bro, and like you might have four or five counter spells, but like, let's go. Like,
yeah, I think it's a 3 for sure. I do feel like there's some deck that might use it. I feel like it's a 4 for one of the decks, but I don't know what deck that would be. Let's do 3 just because I can't remember it.
Yeah, that was a 3 for the Last Agni Kai. This one is nutty. Price of Freedom. 1 generic and a red. Sorcery lesson. Destroy target artifact or land an opponent controls. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle, draw a card. So this destroys an artifact or land, but either way, your opponent is going to search for a basic land card. So if you blow up a Soul Ring, they're going to go get a basic land. Now, most CDH decks, what do they not run? Are basic lands. So it's kind of a free, like, for 2 red, destroy Guy's Cradle, remove it completely, draw a card, which is, I mean, pretty good. This makes me kind of miss Storm. Storm was not a good deck. It was a fun deck. It was not a good deck, but the amounts of Guy's Cradle decks that we've been seeing, this was kind of needed. I think if you're in red, you might want to consider running it. I might run it in Rocco just because if somebody plays a Grafdigger's Cage, I'm always like, oh, you know.
I feel like this is a good keep the game in check card.
The fact it replaces itself too is really good. Like I don't feel too bad using 2 mana for this because it replaces itself.
The thing is to like let's say Rog Thras gets to a point where it's just stupid.
Yeah.
This is a good option.
Yeah.
This is an uncommon. Again, this is one of those things that, you may want to keep just in your mind as you're opening packs for this set, because this is useful on almost any scale of it being cast.
Yeah. The other thing that I like about this is, let's say you use it on Kennen, and Kennen's like, I run basic lands. It's like, cool. It comes in tapped. Even if you have a basic land, you don't get to use it.
It's tapped at that time. It's like, well, you just cast your Basalt and you're trying to cast Kinnan, destroy Basalt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good check. It's a good one of those things that's okay, well, Kinnan is just dominating the format. What does red have that can help here?
Yeah, and a lot of the times I will say, like, playing Rocco, I've sat there and been like, am I gonna have to be the one that Boseijus this, like, this guy's cradle? Or like I'll be like, I have a Boseiju, but there's a Kinnan and a like Thrasios partner deck, and I can blow up one, but like if I blow up one, what's the point? You know, like this gives me at least a second where I'm like, yeah, I can use my Boseiju on this guy's and like kind of hope that that guy will control the other guy enough to where we're all kind of equal. But you know, at the same time, I don't feel so bad using it here because I do know I have a Price of Freedom in my deck, and eventually I'll be able to kill number two guy's cradle if no one else is being responsible. Yeah, which is usually the case at the table, unfortunately. But the other thing is it's a lesson, so a lot of those lesson type of synergies do work on this as well.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I think that I wish it was an instant. I think that would make it really like playable.
Yeah.
But the fact that it does destroy artifact or land and then you draw, the draw is huge.
Yeah. There are so many Gaia Cradle decks in the format right now.
I mean, yeah, no, this is it. I do think that because it's a sorcery, it's not going to be run. I don't think it's going to be run as much.
You do have to decide right then and there if you're going to use it, which is kind of a shame. Like, you can't wait until Derevi targets the guy's cradle and then be like, in response, I'm going to blow it up. Like, I mean, certain decks can, but like by default, you're not going to be able to. I think that being said, I'm going to force of will this to make a point that if you run this card, you will win more games in the current meta. Like, there are so many guys cradle decks that just go unchecked. You'll be happy if you make room for this card in your deck. I would say if I'm not trying to make a point, I would probably give this a 3, but I do think your win rate will go up if you put Price of Freedom in your deck. I'm going to give it a 5 and force a will it.
That's spicy.
Yeah.
I didn't even think just in general win rate of a card. I would be curious at the data as this goes.
I would say make room for it and kind of know that a lot of the decks in the format, you're going to go to pods where it's like a Rogsai and a Kefka, and there's just no green at the table, and you're like, oh man. You know? But like every green deck wants their guy's cradle and probably is playing crop rotation to get their guy's cradle. And if you can just blow it up, you kind of just take them out of the game. You know, it's not like you set them back quite a bit, but you set them back enough to justify paying 2 red and drawing a card at sorcery speed.
That's crazy.
And then if multiple people are running this, then it's like, okay, you know, like let's stop these guys cradle decks. You know,
I do feel that even without making a point, this is a solid card in any deck that it goes in.
Yeah.
So I could see a 5 with it.
Yeah.
I do think that for me, the sorcery level, which
it is a problem. Yeah.
The sorcery level for me makes it more of a 3, but I get the force of will for sure.
I mean, I run Guy's Cradle in my deck, and I want to run it so that I can take out other people's Guy's Cradle, so I stay up ahead. So
yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that is a 5 for Price of Freedom, purely to make a statement, and I am force of willing that also to make a statement. This is another great card. Redirect Lightning, red, instant lesson. As an additional cost to cast the spell, pay 5 life or pay 2. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. This is really good tech in red. You don't even need to be in blue to kind of have some say at the table. And like, let's say you're playing Rocco, where your commander doesn't just hit the table and stay out the entire game. At least now you can be like, yeah, redirect lightning is not as good as deflecting SWAT because deflecting SWAT is free, but I'm not a deck that just lays their commander out at the table and like keeps it out the entire time. So this is better in my deck for the slot. Or I really need to protect my commander. I'm going to run both.
Well, it's target spell or ability, so you can hit force of will to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's 5 life. You pay the 5 life. Yeah. Like it's a good card. I don't think that everyone will play it, but I do think that might see some play is probably where it's at.
I mean, it's a red to kill a bowmaster anytime it comes out.
That's true.
It's a red to whenever Derevi comes out and tries to untap a Guy's Cradle to redirect it to something else. It's a red to if somebody targets their creature with an untap ability, which mostly Sisay, you can be like, no, not on your Bloom Tender. You'll untap your Sisay. Like,
yeah,
like it's good tech. Like you'd be surprised how many, because I run what's the artifact that lets you redirect spells or abilities for 2 life? Spellskite. You'd be amazed how often people try to win and they forget Spellskite's out, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll pay 2 life and redirect it. You'll untap Spellskite. Cool, you're done. Pass the turn, please. I'd like to go. It's amazing how much that disrupts. And now you have interaction for a single red pip in red. Pretty good.
I like it a lot. When I seen it, I was like, this is cool.
Yeah. I mean, it also lets you fight on the stack with counter spells and stuff like that. It's a 4. It's a very easy 4.
Yeah, I could see 4. I was going to say
give it a 5. Yeah,
that's spicy.
I'll give it a 5.
The only reason I wouldn't give this a 5 is because it's, is it better than the slots that are already put? Like, I don't know. It's good though. I could see it being there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not as good as Red Elemental Blast.
Yeah,
I'll give it a 4.
4 is solid.
I think 4.5 is really where it should be, but again, it's a single digit.
I think 4 is a safe place for it. I think 5 could be argued.
Yeah.
Which, for one, and just a rare card that seemingly doesn't have a lot of say to it, it's just good.
In Rocco, I don't run Red Elemental Blast, and I would run this over Red Elemental Blast personally. Yeah. Like, it's good. All right, that is a 4 for Redirect Lightning. This one is Zhao. I don't remember how to say his name. We'll just say Zhao the Moonslayer. 1 generic and a red, legendary creature, human soldier. Menace, non-basic lands, enter tapped. For 7 generic, you can put a Conqueror counter on Zhao. As long as Zhao has a Conqueror counter on him, non-basic lands are mountains. So you turn your opponent's non-basic lands into mountains, and those mountains enter tapped. For 2. I mean, not for 2. For 2 and then later 7 generic mana, but just as himself, a 2 cost that's a menace, non-basic lands enter tapped, and he's a 2/2. Fantastic.
I mean, welcome to Red Prison.
You do have to be running mono red for the most part to run this, because it's all non-basic lands, not just your opponents.
Yeah, this is Magda.
Yeah.
Magda wouldn't care about this card very much.
Magda probably takes out Magus of the Moon and puts Zhao in.
Yeah, because it does it, and then if it really needs to...
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it probably keeps the creature. I think the creature...
Well, it's 1 less than Magus of the Moon, so you can set it up way faster.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a dwarf, but,
I mean, you're here.
Yeah.
It's just good.
Yeah, I mean, does Winota run it? Yeah.
I think it's a 5. I think these...
No, it's not a 5.
I mean, those decks will play it. Oh, no, not to any color. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
4. It's a 4 for sure.
Yeah. It's just hard because, like, the only example of mono red deck that we have right now that's, like, seen a lot is Magda. And, like, do you play this over dropping Magda? Do you play this over dropping another do you play this over Winter Orb? Probably not, because you can search Winter Orb. You can't search this. I would give it a 3, but like a very strong 3.
I could drop mine down to 3, but I do think that any mono red and some of the dual land or dual might run it.
Yeah, it's such a weird spot because it affects you, and red wants to be fast, so like it has to pretty much go in mono red.
Yeah,
I mean the art, great. Like whenever it's the scene where he kills the fish and has the fish in the bag, and then the moon goes to blood moon, and he's just like, I've done it. Like, and then the avatar just mollywops him after. But
yeah.
That's a 3 for Zao the Moonslayer.
I want to say on that scene, not to just go off, but I think on that scene, that's when you see Uncle actually start to firebend and stuff.
Yeah. It's where you see Uncle Iroh actually turn on his own people.
Yeah, he's just like, no.
Like that's, I might be misremembering, but I believe that's the point that he was just like, F what we're doing. This is stupid. Like, let's join the Avatar. Like, let's make tea and join the Avatar.
I need tea.
Yeah. Badger Mole Cub.
I forgot all of these are.
1 generic and a green creature, Badger Mole. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1. Whenever you tap a creature for mana, add an additional green. So it's basically Kinnan-ish. And it's a 2/2. It is a mythic, but my god, this thing it's cute, first of all. And when it enters, it earthbends. So one of your lands becomes a creature. And if you tap that land, you immediately get 2 mana with that land. Like, what? And then that land forever is a creature for the rest of the game. So like all those things that like let you untap creatures, you untap the land, and the land taps for 2 now. It's kind of silly. I probably am going to put it in Rocco. I wouldn't say that it's a mono green. It's a green staple. It's close. I don't really think. I think this card is pretty obvious why it's good. Like I don't really need to say a lot about it, but to me, it's a 4.
What green deck doesn't use mana dorks?
I would say Atali wouldn't care too much for this because it's green instead of red.
Yeah, because I don't think Atali runs many of the mana dorks.
Yeah, I don't know if TNT would really want this. Like, it's an extra green, but like it's probably not worth the slot.
I think with that it's a 4.
Yeah,
but if you pull
it's
this,
amazing.
This is going to be expensive.
Yeah, if you pull this and you don't want it, I can guarantee one of your friends will want it. And if you don't have any friends, I can guarantee someone in the shop will ask you for it. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's a 4.
And if you don't have any friends, join the Discord. Then you'll make friends.
Yep, we play Magic occasionally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 4 for Badger Mole Cub. It feels weird glossing over it because it's great, but like it's what so obvious. Yeah, like it's so obvious how great it is. It's a little baby Kinnan. Like,
I want to put it in Kinnan. The only issue I have is that the land doesn't tap for
yeah, because it's non-land permanent.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you tap a birds, you get a blue, and a green.
It's
silly, like, yeah. Elemental Teachings, 4 generic and a green instant lesson. Search your library for up to 4 land cards with different names and reveal them. And an opponent chooses 2 of those cards, put the chosen cards in your graveyard, and the rest onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. This is just silly. Like we have a pretty similar card. It's basically like Gifts Ungiven, but for green, where you get 2 of them to hand and the other 2 to graveyard, which is not great.
I feel like it's Lumra.
Yeah, I mean, like with the amount of you can play lands from your graveyard cards that we have, it's get 4 lands, get 2 of them onto the field, and then on your next turn get at least 1 of them onto the field too. So like with this, like what I would do is I would hold this Elemental Teachings and I would cast it. Let's say like Kefka's going to go to combat. Moving from main to combat, I would cast Elemental Teachings and be like, we need this to resolve because I need to go get Talon Gates so that this guy doesn't get a trigger for Kefka. And I will phase Kefka out until his next turn, so his Fierce Guardianship is going to be offline. Like, can we say that if I do the responsible thing, you guys aren't going to counter it, and you would consider defending it if Kefka tries to counter it? And then you'd go get Talon Gates and then other silly stuff, and pretty much know that your guy's Cradle is going to go to the graveyard. And then on your next turn, witness your guy's Cradle and be like, all right, cool, guy's Cradle. Like,
I do think that probably Minstrel may look into this too. The Wandering Minstrel,
because they don't enter tapped. But yeah, I mean, go get Talon Gates, 2 Surveil lands, and a guy's Cradle, and just go. If you give me a Talon Gates and a Surveil, like, I'm happy. You know?
Yeah. For the rating, I think that this is probably a 3.
I'd give it a 4 because those like lands matter decks like Lumra will love this.
It is for 6 though.
Well, it's for 5, and like they don't care about mana. Like they have buku mana.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah, 5, not 6.
I'd give it a 4.
4.
Yeah, we're seeing a rise in those land matter decks right now.
I'm with it. I could fall on that.
That is a 4 for Elemental Teachings. This is another simple one. Great Divide Guide, 1 generic and a green. Creature, human scout ally. Each land and ally you control has add 1 mana of any color. It's a 2/3. He himself is an ally, so he himself taps for any color. And he's a big booty mana dork. Not much to say. I'll give that a 3. It's not... You don't really want 2 cost mana dorks in most CDH decks, but he fixes all of your lands. He also fixes your mana confluence to not deal damage to you, and then also you have the option of tapping your Ancient Tomb for a color instead of taking 2 damage, and that with a 3 body is pretty good.
I don't know how many allies are going to be playable.
Yeah,
but I mean it gives allies. It's kind of like enduring for allies.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ally tokens in this set, but none of those cards were really CDH worthy. But it's pretty easy to make ally tokens.
I think the fix is just good.
Yeah.
A 3.
Yeah, that's why I read it. Seismic Sense. 1 green. Sorcery lesson. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of lands you control. You may reveal a creature or a land card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. It's just good. It's a delve. For 1 green, you can usually delve about 3 to 5 cards. A lot of times when you're playing a game, you really want a certain card, and you look at the top and it's right there, and you're like, oh man, if I would have drawn this, I would have won. Well, now you can go 3 or 5 deep. And the other thing is it puts the card, it doesn't draw it. So you're not going to activate Bowmaster on this either.
Yeah. I feel like a 2 is where it would be.
Yeah. It really does. It's the fact that sorcery and like green kind of just is like, I'll deal with whatever I draw. Like I'm not really looking for anything too specific.
I don't know if, because this is really a Lumra. I don't know if Lumra is like, this is it. Just
Yeah.
because it's not instant. And,
Yeah.
but
And also in Rocco, like if I want to go get a creature out of my deck, I just get it to field. Seismic Sense of 2.
Yep.
It's cool, but it's 2. Now we're starting to get into the several color cards. Multicolors, yeah.
We're all over it.
This is Aang at the Crossroads. 2 generic, green, white, blue. Flying, when Aang enters, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang at the beginning of your next upkeep. And then Transformed, he's a 4/4. Flying land creatures you control have vigilance. At the beginning of your combat, at the beginning of combat on your turn, Earthbend 2. I like this guy because he has a grind plan. Like, let's say you try to food chain and it doesn't work, and you can't just put all of your creatures realistically from your deck to your field. Then you're like, oh, okay, well, my food chain's gone. Guess I'm just going to earthbend all my lands and beat everybody up. Anything, putting a creature card with mana value 4 or less, like, you're pretty much just going to win, because in these colors, Derevi Emil just turns all of that food chain mana into actual mana, tapping and tapping lands. Especially like if you have a Guy's Cradle and you have all of your creatures out, you know, like, it's kind of silly.
It is a guy. I'm sorry. It is a food chain commander for the most part.
And you might be asking, it's like, well, where's the red? Aang at the Crossroads, you can just use Mist Hollow-Griffin. You can cast Mist Hollow-Griffin from exile. It's 4. I mean, if anybody's smart, they'll just counter the Mist Hollow-Griffin and it'll hit your graveyard. Then you're like, oh, well, I can't cast it from the graveyard. I'm sad. It has potential. I don't think it's the best Bant commander. I think Derevi still gets that, because Derevi is just, you know, infinite mana combo in the command zone, but
cheaper too, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for something that has a little bit more like long-term grind plan, or you're just like, I can cast Aang for 5 and I can go get a 4 creature, put it on the battlefield, like, it's not terrible. I mean, especially with all of the ally support that we're getting, you know, maybe this isn't bad. Maybe we can see this kind of compete and keep up, but I'd keep this on the watch list as a commander. Really, food chain wins games. Any viable food chain commanders, pretty good. I mean, you usually want a food chain commander in red, but I mean, green blue food chain isn't terrible either. I'd give him a 3 as far as like CDH commanders. Like, you would play this because you like it, not because you think that it's gonna be the best. But it's definitely slippery, and it has a good mid game and grind game strategy.
Yeah, I feel a 3 is solid just because food chain is slightly weak.
Yeah,
to try to get it out, but
I mean, you're in blue though, you can defend it, which is interesting.
True, but
and you're also in white, so you have all of the rectors.
Oh, the silences too.
And the silences, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, 3 is solid.
Yeah. And the other thing is, the way you transforming is when another creature you control leaves the battlefield. So if you sack Ranger Captain and you try and you fail, then you're like, okay, well, on my next upkeep, I'll get a better Aang. Like, I tried.
At the beginning of your next upkeep. Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, he's really easy to flip.
If you exile him, will he see?
No, because he's when another creature you control leaves the battlefield.
Because let's say you're food chaining and something happens and you have to pass.
No, so if you exile Aang, he will come back, but he won't have the same. It's not the same
card, yeah.
Like permanent. So the old Aang would try to transform with a delayed trigger, not the new one.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you still missed Hollow and
yeah. But I mean, like anything that causes it to leave the battlefield. Like, let's say somebody removes your Esper Sentinel, then you're like, cool, I have a better Aang then. Boomy Unleashed. 3 generic red-green trample. When Boomy enters Earthbend 4. When Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control. After this phase, there's an initial combat phase. Only land creatures can attack during that combat phase.
Yep, it's Boomy. It's a 5.
Yeah, it's Boomy. It's a 5. I think this is really good because it's, Gruul, but you can just tap out all of your stuff, move to combat, hit with Boomy, and he has trample, so it's not hard to deal combat damage. And then you untap all lands you control, and even if you just don't want to get more damage, you have double lands that turn. You get to use all of them in your main phase 2 or main phase 1, and then again in your main phase 2. Like,
that's
pretty good. Yeah. And then, I mean, of course, if you turn Boomy into a land, he untaps himself, and then you do combat damage again, and you get another combat, and then he untaps himself. So it gets pretty stupid. I mean, congrats, we broke Ashaya. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things that break Ashaya, but like this one's pretty easy. It's Boomy in the command zone and Ashaya like win.
That's silly.
Yeah. It's good. Is it going to be like the next great Atali? Like if you play Boomy, you probably would win more if you're playing Atali, but like you're playing Boomy because you want to play Boomy. Like, I mean, your Dryad Arbor gets to attack twice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also good with like all of the earth bending.
I just think this is neat.
Yeah, it's neat. I actually think it is a pretty good commander. I'll give it a 3. I think it has any commander that's just, if I resolve Ashaya in my commander, I win, is pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's a 2-card combo and one of them is always available.
As a commander, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he would only be a commander.
I'm with it. As a commander only.
Yeah.
So 3.
Yeah. And like if you're wanting to build Boomy, I think you could take it to a tournament and like do pretty well.
I wouldn't know what the heck to do with it. I'd be like,
yeah. I mean, basically it would be like, all right, well, I got Boomy out. I'm gonna get crazy value because I tap 5 to get Boomy. Or no, because he has to attack, so that's the problem. So you get Boomy out. I mean, it's kind of like Kefka. I mean, you don't get the immediate value that Kefka gets.
Yeah, you do, because she ETBs. Or he ETBs.
Well, you only Earthbend 4 when he ETBs.
I guess.
So you get a 4/4 that you didn't have before.
Yeah, but you don't get the lands.
What do you mean?
So when Boomy deals combat damage, untap all your lands.
Yeah, that's
Kefka
what I'm saying.
Gives the whole bit of Kefka comes with the ETB. This is half it.
That was my entire point. Like, so Kefka, the reason it's the same mana value as Kefka, but Kefka immediately gives you value, and Boomy is kind of, all right, I paid 5, pass. Ooh boy, if I get another turn.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of the problem. Yeah, I'll give it a 3. It's fun though. I like it.
It's Boomy.
Yeah. I mean, also if you can give him haste, way better. You're probably running a lot of haste enablers. Like, he's probably very similar to Gwenum, where it's like, all right, if I cast Boomy and I get to hit with him, I'm probably winning, guys. Like,
that's silly.
Fire Lord Azula, 1 generic blue green, or sorry, what we rated Boomy 3?
3.
Yeah. Fire Lord Azula, 1 generic blue, black, and red legendary creature, human noble. She has firebending 2. Whenever you cast a spell while Fire Lord Azula is attacking, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. She is a 4/4. Pretty good. You can add Nas twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think the crazy thing is the permanence, So with a haste enabler, could yeah, a haste enabler and you cast Rhystic, you get 2 Rhystics.
I mean, yeah, it's a spell, but it's while she's attacking, so you have to find a way to flash it.
That's what I'm saying with it. Well, I'm not a haste enabler. I'm sorry, a flash enabler.
Yeah.
I was thinking because there's 2 main. It's the High Fae and then the is it High Fae Trickster?
But I mean, you can swing with her and then get 2 of the fairy that like you can flash in.
Masterminds.
Yeah, it's silly. The problem she has is the same problem that Storm had. So, in my opinion, she's only going to be a 3 out of 5. But it's okay. Well, I got Firelord Azula out. Can I give her haste? Cool. Also, I kind of need to enable flash. All right. You know, the thing I like about her is what you can do is cast Firelord or swing with her. Tainted Pact. Use one of the reds to Tainted Pact. Tainted Pact for Thassa. Get Thassa. Tainted Pact the rest of your deck away with the second one. Go to main 2. 2 blue. Thassa, win. You know,
yeah, that's silly.
I mean, same thing for Demonic. I mean, basically, like, if you have Tainted or Demonic and Firelord Azula's out, you just win, unless Thassa's in the top 6. So she's good. It's just there's so many things that have to go right for her to win that, like, maybe you should just play Kefka for one more generic. Like, you're playing Azula because you like Azula. Also, like, art is fantastic. Like,
yeah.
I do think that this will be a good option for people. I'm probably going to eat my words because I remember I also said that VV wasn't great. And, like, VV was great for a while. And now VV's kind of, like, died off again. I think people will try to run Firelord Azula. And I think people will see the problem with Firelord Azula, especially when people figure out what Firelord Azula does. And Firelord Azula will not be played. So I think we'll see her for like 2 months. She'll win some stuff, and then everybody will be like, "Oh, you just when she goes to combat, just remove her." Cool. Like,
yeah.
But also imagine that you have the enchantment that doubles triggers. So when you play a spell, you get to play it 3 times.
That's silly town.
So it's like, I will Tainted Pact for a Pact of Negation. Cool. I will Tainted Pact for, or like whatever I hit first. I will get a Thassa, a Pact of Negation, and then my entire library will go away. And then I'll move to main 2. Thassa, I have a Pact to back it up. Are we cool? You know, like,
anybody else got anything? No?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's solid.
I think she'll be good for a little bit, and then people will figure her out, and she won't be all that great. But I mean, I could be wrong. Like, that color combination is pretty good, and she's a pretty good creature. I mean, maybe you just run her in Kefka. Maybe that's the thing too. Yeah, like,
yeah, I could see that.
Where it's like, okay, well, I have Kefka, and I also have Firelord Azula, and then, you know, I think that Anger is really good in Kefka because you can just discard it to the yard, and if you have a mountain, all of your creatures have haste. So like, you're just like, oh, if I get Firelord Azula out, it's a problem. If I get Kefka out, immediately 2 triggers. You know, like,
that's silly.
Yeah, I like it. I almost want to give her a 4. I don't think I think when she first comes out, she'll be a 4. I think longevity wise, she'll be a 3. She is probably better in the 99 of Kefka than as a commander herself.
I think she's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, she does need to be Grixis, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to happen. But, yeah, I think 4 now, 3 later is probably where it's at. And I would even argue that it could be a 2 later.
Yeah, and like, you can't Dark Ritual and get her out because you pay 1 for Dark Ritual, and then you get the black, and then the 1, and then you still have to play the blue and the red. So like, you're even just like, well, none of the rituals help me cast her, you know, because she basically just becomes a blue, black, red if you Dark Ritual or Rite of Flame. So yeah.
Yeah. No.
Kind of in a weird spot. Same spot that Storm was in. I think honestly think all of these one generic 3 pip commanders are just cursed. Like they're just not good enough to keep up with the 5 cost commanders that are the same. And even if when they're cracked like this, it's like, okay, well, if it's an attack trigger, like meh.
Yeah.
3 for Firelord Azula.
Yeah.
Down to a 2 eventually. Same thing with Toph. Toph, the first metal bender. 1 generic, red, green, white. Non-token artifacts you control are lands in addition to their other types. At the beginning of your end step, Earth Bend 2. So it lets you put 1/1 counters on your artifacts, turn into creatures. Really, Toph, I don't see Toph ever being in the 99 because what Toph does is so specific. Like, there are a bunch of really silly combos with Toph that win the game because when you're able to turn non-token artifacts into lands, it gets silly, you know.
Yeah.
You have to run her as a commander, and same problem where it's like, all right, well, I invested a lot into getting Toph out, and then at the end step after my combat, I'll Earthbend 2. I'll turn one of my lands into a 2/2 and not get to attack with it and pass. Yeah. Like the kind of cool thing that you can do is like put out Toph, Earthbend your Lotus Petal. When you crack your Lotus Petal for a mana, it comes back. Like that's cool. You know, is it CDH? Probably not. That it makes me sad that it's not, because like this looks like a really really fun deck to play. I like these colors. I would really like to build her. I really like Toph. The art is amazing, but I've seen a lot of combos with her. Like she basically, she's like MacGyver. Like she can win with a paper clip and a piece of bubble gum, you know, but it's getting her out, having her stick, and then also everybody letting you do the combos because you're in red, green, white. Like if people stop you, they stop you. Yeah.
I mean, you get the silences, but
yeah, I mean, but what you're comboing off of is non-token artifacts. So like I combo with creature spells in Rocco, and creatures are hard to counter. Artifacts are not hard to counter.
Yeah.
I mean, what you can do is run Boomy in the 99 and have that artifact that turns things into artifacts for a turn.
Liquid metal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then turn Boomy into an artifact, and then he turns into a land because he's not a token.
And then you just infinite
comments.
comments.
And then infinite comments. Like, you know, like,
that's silly.
There's a lot of fun things you can do, but I don't really think it can compete with Rocco. I don't think it can compete with any of the guys in this current format. It's fun. I'd love to give it a 4, but I think I'm gonna have to give it a 2.
Yeah, I think 2 is it too.
Yeah, that's a 2 for Toph, the first metal bender. Now we're into the artifacts. We're getting close. It's not going to be a 3-hour podcast, I promise.
It's pretty close to a 3.
Yeah. This is Bender's water skin. So not Bender from Futurama. This is yeah. Bender's water skin. 3 generic artifact. Untap this artifact during each other player's untap step. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. So this is an arcane signet that costs 1 more, but you always get to untap it on all of your opponent's turns, which is pretty great. Like to put this out and just be like, I will always have a blue for your turn. Proceed carefully is pretty good. You'd be amazed the difference 2 mana artifacts are and 3 mana artifacts. Like arcane signet, really easy to drop turn 1. Relic of Legends, pretty hard to drop. You know? Yeah. I think it's really good. I think this is something that a lot of greedier decks will want because you can tap out on your turn and then always have interaction up for other people. So you can kind of build greedily and then still be able to kind of stop people, which is pretty good. I probably would put this in Hashaton personally.
You said you would, or you would?
I would.
There's a couple of key points on this. This is a common. This is even uncommon.
Yeah.
Crazy. You're gonna, if you open multiple packs, you will get this.
Yeah.
Put it aside at the very least.
Yeah. You'll want to put this in multiple decks if you like it.
It's good. Not only is it a blue, it could be a white, because let's say you want to silence a person.
Yeah.
It's there. It's just versatile. Like, you use it in anything. Use it for anything with 1 mana in general.
The thing that's crazy is, like, no one can respond to you getting the mana because it's on their untap step. So you will always have a mana up, always, on that person's turn. Like, after you play Bender's Waterskin, at no point can someone look at the table and go, everybody's untapped, or like, everybody's tapped out, I'm gonna try to win. You know?
It's silly.
Yeah.
I personally, I would say probably a 3, just because of the mana cost itself. If it was a 2, this would be switching out Arcane Signet.
So this is my hot take. If you run Felwar Stone, take Felwar Stone out, put Bender's Waterskin in. Like, just make that swap the moment it comes out.
I don't know. Felwar Stone is still 2.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's hot. That's a hot take.
It's a junkie too. Like, it's not Arcane Signet.
Yeah.
Like, would Kennen replace Felwar Stone with Bender's Waterskin? No, I don't think so. But every other deck that runs if you run Interaction and you have a Felwar Stone, take Felwar Stone out, put Bender's Waterskin in.
Yeah.
Or if you run a Talisman that's a non-blue Talisman and you're in blue, take that out, put Bender's Waterskin in.
Yeah.
So, like, the Esper decks that run the white-black Talisman, take that out, put Bender's Waterskin in.
Yeah, I see that. I could see that. Yeah.
Like, I think it's a pretty easy thing to move into your deck. I mean, if you're playing a non-blue deck, like, probably don't put this in.
I believe the fact that it's 3 is really it's hard.
Yeah.
However, the ability is good. I'm sure there's decks that need that 1 mana every turn. What is that it's a Mox, I think. Is it a Mox? It's one of the things that, like, saves a mana.
Oh yeah, the 0-cost rock that saves the mana.
I mean,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I think that it taps when you save it, so you can't, like, put more into it.
Yeah, so you put 1 mana into it and it just holds it. I think it's good. I mean, I'm gonna test it. Like, it's going in Hashaton. I'm gonna test it for sure. You know, do I keep it there forever? I don't know, but I think that the decks that we're seeing, a lot of people are just like, well, I didn't keep up Interaction because I need to win. Like, I need to build. And it's like, well, I know that you need to build, but, like, if you build and the earth blows up, you didn't build anything. You know, like, it's like, if you build a really pretty house and you're about to finish it, but the earth blows up, then, you know, you don't have a pretty house. You know.
Yeah, but I feel like with 2 mana, that's different.
Yeah.
With 3 mana, if you have 3 mana, let's say in Hashaton, do you cast this instead?
Instead of what?
Of whatever you're going to cast. Because 3 mana could be a Rhystic Study. 3 mana could be... I
mean, if there's a Rhystic Study in my hand, and I have this, yeah, you know, I'm casting a Rhystic, of course, but yeah.
Well, turn 3 is a pivotal point in a game.
I mean, if it's turn 2 and I have a Soul Ring up and a land, I'm probably casting this.
This is here every time.
Yeah. If I don't have a Ristic, I mean, of course, like Ristic is always going to be the best, you know. Like,
and Ristic's probably a bad, a bad example of this, but let's say you have this, you have 3 mana and you have an available Arcane Signet.
I'm casting Bender's Waterskin instead of Arcane Signet.
With 3, because 2 mana, you go from, you take 2, you cast your Signet, now you have 2 mana.
Well, we're talking about a Sheriff deck, though. So, like, you're running this in a Sheriff deck where...
yeah, but you don't really see Talion, stuff like Talion or...
I mean, you're running this in Tivit. You're, like, Esper decks specifically are running this.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd almost... I don't know if Blue Farm would, but I think some Blue Farm would.
I don't. I think that it's too high to build, and Blue Farm is low because it doesn't want to be building with 3 mana. It wants to be going with 3.
I mean, it depends what I have in my hand. Like, if I would not keep a hand that has a Bender's Waterskin and an Arcane Signet. But, like, if I have 3 mana, it really depends on what's in my hand. Like, if I have 3 mana and I have an Esper Sentinel and a Bender's Waterskin, that's great. I'm doing that. If I have 3 mana, an Arcane Signet, and a Bowmaster, I'm definitely doing the Arcane Signet and the Bowmaster and flashing the Bowmaster in at some point. It really depends on what's going on and what my hand is, but if I'm a deck that needs to grind and stop people, this puts me back in the game, especially with Hashton, with how many cards that I draw.
I think the big thing here is, for me, it could possibly be one step. So instead of a 3, it could be a 2, or instead of a 4, it could be a 3 type of thing.
Yeah.
And to me, I would say put it aside.
Oh, for me, it's a 3.
That's where I was going with it, because it's like at 3, it's hard for me to say it.
I mean, 4 is without question. Put this into a deck, and like, there's question in my mind if it goes into every Esper deck, but like, I think it'll see play. Like, I think I think Tivit runs it for sure. I think Hashaton runs it for sure, but it's definitely Pilot's choice.
Yeah, I could see 3.
Yeah.
3 is a solid play. I thought you might go with 4.
No. I think, I mean, it's close. Like, a certain play style you will want to put it in, but I mean, it's a certain play style and also Pilot's choice. So to me, it's a 3.
Yeah, 3 is solid at it. It's a good card, though.
Yeah. 3 for Bender's Waterskin. This one's just cool. Planetarium of Wan Shi Tong, 6 legendary artifact. It's a mythic. It has 1 generic and tap scry 2. Whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this only once each turn. Look at the card after you scry or surveil. I mean, it's 6. Like, there's a bunch of decks that can put out artifacts pretty quickly. Like, Giora is one of those where you just put this to field, after she taps 3 times. I mean, is there better things that you're doing for 6? Yeah, probably. But turning your surveil lands into, I play my land and I get to play the top card of my library is really good. The fact that this enables itself, like, if you have 7 mana, you play this and you get to look at 2 cards, and if neither of those are good, you just roll the dice and play the 3rd card that's on top. Like, it's silly. I mean, it's probably a 2 if I'm being honest, but it's a really fun 2. Like,
yeah, I was trying to think of what deck while I was sitting here, of what deck would be good with it, and I think 2 is where it's at. I think that You're trying to cheat this out as fast. Like, if you're going to use it, you try to cheat this out as fast as you can.
Yeah, I mean, I think Urza could get away with running it.
I was thinking Urza too. Yeah.
I mean, would I suggest that Kennen runs it? No. Like, yeah.
I thought Kennen too, and I was like, with infinite mana, it doesn't matter if it's 10.
Yeah.
But the ability isn't strong enough for me to have it as a dead card.
Well, you also do this only once each turn. So, like, yeah.
Well,
it limits itself. Well, like, let's say you have an ability to scry or surveil over and over again. You still only get to do it once each turn.
Yeah. Yeah. 2 is probably where it's at.
Yeah. It's cool. If I pulled it, I would definitely be sitting there and like drafting up like what deck can I run this in. But yeah, I think Urza would probably like it, but it would be like, oh, I'm playing Urza. I don't plan on winning like tournaments. I just want to jank. Like,
I'm just doing some weird stuff.
It's like I'm gonna jank, and if the jank gets me to the top, like, great, I'll have bragging rights. Like, yep. 2 for Planetarium of 1 Shitong. This is in here because there's a whole set of these lands. So this is Fire Nation Palace land. This land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Tap at a red, 1 and red, tap target creature you control gains Firebending 4 until end of turn. By far, this is the best one. If really the only decks that are running basics that see a lot of play are Magda and Kennen, and like the blue and the green lands were not good. So this is really the only one that was worth anything. And basically this land reads tap 3, get 4 mana in combat only if you have a creature that can attack, which not great, when you put it like that. So I just wanted to highlight that there is a full set of these lands. If you're kind of making a monocolor deck and you want some spice to put in, or if you're currently playing mono red, like, this is probably the best one. This is a 1. I just think it's neat. Like,
it's a 1. It's good to talk about having them in it. Will they be played? Probably not.
Yeah. It's silly. I mean, it's cool, but I mean, will you see it in CDH? Probably not.
No.
Rumble Arena. This is a land. It has vigilance. When the land enters, you scry 1. Does not come in tapped. I want to point that out. You tap it to add a colorless, and 1 and tap, add 1 mana of any color. So this converts your mana. It taps for a colorless. It has vigilance if you earthbend it, which, silly. And then when this land enters, you scry 1. We really like the Surveillance CDH already. This is a land that when it enters, you can use it right away. You can tap it for a generic, and it scries 1, which, like, if you're running the Surveillance, like, you probably will want to put this Rumble Arena in. Like, if I didn't use my Force of Will already, I might have used it on this just because it's such a good common.
It is a crazy, it's a common. It's a crazy, crazy common.
Yeah, like you'll get one of these. Like, if you buy any number of packs, you'll get one probably. The fact that they, like, if they could have just made it a taps for a generic only, and it would have been fine. But the fact that you can convert 4 guys Cradle mana into 2 green and a red, or 2 green and a white, is pretty good. I want to give it a 5, honestly. I'm not, because there's definitely decks that if they get too many of the utility lands, they get a little screwed. But
the issue I have with the utilities is there are so many utilities.
Yeah. But I mean, this is a great one. Like, one of the best ones, probably.
Yeah.
This is better than E-Zone, in my opinion. With if you're in blue.
Yeah. I could see that. I mean, yeah. I don't know. A 5 is a stretch, I think.
Yeah. I would currently put this next to E-Zone as far as how good it is. And I would say E-Zone is a 3.
I was thinking 3. I was like, if you go to 4, I might have to be like, man, this is a 3.
I want to give it a 4. That's how excited I am. But it's if I'm being honest with myself, it's a 3.
Yeah. I think it's good. I think that it's that the problem is it's good, but there's really good lands.
Yeah.
And because there is really good lands, this is a 3.
Yeah. I mean, the moment I pull it, it's probably going in Rocco, maybe. Is it going to stay in Rocco? I don't know. But I mean, it's really good.
Yeah.
Cool. I might take out my Dryad Arbor for it. I don't know. Yeah, it's a 3. Rumble Arena's a 3. And this is the last one. It was last in the numbers. I'm assuming it's a box topper. I don't know, but it's Hakoda, Selfless Commander, 3 generic and a white, legendary creature, human warrior ally. Has vigilance. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast ally spells from the top of your library. Sacrifice Hakoda. Creatures you control get +0/+5. It gain indestructible until end of turn. It's a 3/5. Cards that let you look at the top card of your library, we've already seen that they're good. If you could cast artifacts from the top of your library, this one would be pretty cracked. You have to have something that enables that. Otherwise, this would be a top combo commander. I don't know if there's a combo that you can put an ally on top of your deck and then cast it repeatedly for some loop. This is just one to watch out for. I think it is the box topper, so I think if you get a box, you're just going to get it anyway. But I just wanted to highlight that it's there. It's probably pretty easy to get, and we always know that these look at the top of your library effects are good. Like, worst case scenario, you can Worldly Tutor and put an ally that you need on top and combo with it. So I'll give it a 1.
I was going to say a 1.
I just think it's neat. I'm not really sure what the combo is, but I mean, eventually maybe it'll be cool.
Yeah.
And that is it for the Avatar set. We're done. If you spent 2 hours and 40 minutes of your life on us, thank you so much. We're pretty pooped.
Yeah, this was the last little bit was a little draining.
Yeah, we got another one coming that's going to be the Jumpstart set. It's called Avatar Eternal. Has some weird name. But we'll be doing that in the next one. And then just as a reminder, if you made it all the way through, please subscribe, like, and comment on the YouTube. And if you made it all the way through on the podcast, please remember when you are able to give us a 5-star review, and also check out the Linktree. If you've watched this and you're just like, I want to buy these cards, please use our Linktree to use the TCG player links. And then if you've listened to this and you're just like, man, these guys gave me some real solid leads, I want to get them a pack, there is a Ko-Fi link. You can just send us a little bit of money, and I can guarantee you we're going to spend it on Magic. So.
Oh yeah, magic or tournaments. That's it.
Yeah.
I would hot take. If you listen to all the way to here, you should subscribe. If you're not,
yeah. I mean, if you're paying us minimum wage, this was 2 hours, so I mean that you owe us $20. No, I'm just kidding. Just your time is valuable to us. So thank you for listening.
Yep. Thank you guys.
All right. Bye.